I'm starting it. Hey, welcome to the... We're going. Everybody's here. We're reading The Arabian Nights, Tales of 1001 Nights, Volume 1, a new translation by Malcolm C. Lyons. Yeah, we're on night 17.
Page 917 or year 917?
We're on night.
Oh, night 17.
We're on the night 17 of 1001. And we skipped a couple at the beginning.
So you're at the very beginning of this...
I mean, it's...
Scheherazade?
Yeah. She's cool. Yeah, have you seen Aladdin?
Yes.
Okay, that's from here.
Oh, okay.
Have you seen... Do you know the comedian Sinbad?
Yeah.
He's named after here.
Oh, wow.
Oh, and also
Sinbad
Canterbury Tales is kind of modeled after
right,
too.
Frame
Yeah.
Tales. Yeah, I mean, they have a similar structure. I don't know.
But
I don't think
like,
Chaucer was aware of the Knights, but yeah.
I bet he was.
Maybe. He knew the Decameron, I bet.
Yeah. All right, let's get started.
They don't know. English people don't really know about it till the 1800s, I'll say that.
They don't know about it? Okay.
Unless they speak Arabic. But we'll see.
Somebody in the world must have known about
French
it.
guys knew and stuff. Yeah, I mean,
Monks and
Arab
stuff.
guys,
Something
French
like-
guys. Yeah, some monks. But yeah, you want to hit it? You ready to hit it? Night
Okay.
17?
All right, 917.
I read the first line and I was like, someone else should read. This is pretty good.
Night 17. Morning now dawned and Scheherazade
Oh, so yeah.
broke
So
off.
also every night they're about to kill her, but then every night she's like, "Let me tell you a story,"
Yeah.
and then they go, "All right, we won't kill you. Finish the
Yeah.
story. When you finish the story, we will." Kill
Yeah,
you.
she keeps talking.
She's vamping.
Okay, so morning now dawned and Scheherazade broke off from what she had been allowed to say. Then, when it was the 17th night, she continued. I have heard, O auspicious king, that when the lady of the house stood before the caliph, she said, Mine is a strange story. The two black bitches are my sisters. 3 of us were full sisters, and these 2, the doorkeeper and the housekeeper, were born of a different mother. When our father died, each of us took her share of the inheritance. Some days later, my mother died, leaving us 3,000 dinars. And so each of us, I being the youngest, inherited 1,000 dinars. I almost said dollars.
There's 3 sisters though, right?
Yeah.
So far
Okay.
we got 3 sisters.
So my sisters were thus
Parents
equipped
are dead.
with dowries and each married.
Okay.
Their husbands stayed for a time, but then they collected trade goods, and each of them taking 1,000 dinars from his wife, they all went off on a voyage together, leaving me behind. They were away for 5 years, during which time the men lost their money and were ruined, abandoning their wives in foreign parts.
Dang.
Fuck, man.
Yeah.
That's dope. After 5...
I like that they went off together. I like seems like the brother they should have split up.
No,
Probably would have been more successful if they split up and distributed their trade goods. Put all their eggs in one basket, sounded like.
Okay, I'll read like 2 more paragraphs. After 5 years, my eldest sister came to me in the most squalid of states, dressed as a beggar with tattered clothes and a dirty old shawl. When I saw her, I didn't recognize her at first and took no notice of her. Then, realizing who she was, I asked her what had happened. But she said, It was no use talking, sister. The pen of fate has written God's decree. So I sent her to the baths, gave her clothes to wear, and said, Sister! The baths?
Hit the bats.
Yeah, I just gave her clothes to wear, and she's like, Sister, you've been given to me in exchange for my father and mother. My share of what the 3 of us inherited has been blessed by God, and it has allowed me to thrive and become prosperous.
Nice.
You and I are equal partners. I treated her with all kindness, and she stayed with me for a whole year.
Cool.
We were concerned about our other sister, but it was not long before she too arrived in an even worse plight than the eldest. I treated her even better than I had treated her sister.
Okay.
I treated her even better than I had
I'm sure.
treated her sister, you know,
Right.
and both of them shared in my wealth. Sometime later, they told me that they wanted to marry again, as they could not bear to remain without husbands.
Losers. Because she's not married, though, right? The narrator is not married. And a woman, right?
Yeah, I'm not caught up in the whole reason why she's in this pickle she's in, and why she has to keep talking like this and telling
They don't
these
address
stories.
it. They're not going to address it.
But she's like fighting for her life by telling these entertaining stories.
Yeah.
But
I'm not... She's not always the narrator, though. Sometimes the narrator switches up. So I'm not... I guess, is Scheherazade just talking about her sisters, you think?
Yeah.
Okay.
My dear, as I said, there's no longer any benefit to be got from marriage, and good men are hard to find now. I don't see any advantage in your proposal, and you have already had experience of marriage. My sisters did not accept that, and married without my approval, although I covered all their costs.
Dang, so chill. So chill.
They then left with their husbands, who very soon afterwards played them false,
No.
took all that they had,
Damn.
and went off, abandoning them.
Dang.
You want to read this?
Yeah, where were you?
First page. Yeah, I said abandoning them.
Once again, they came back to me, covered in shame, apologized, and said, "Don't blame us. You may be younger than us, but you are more intelligent. We shall never again mention marriage. So take us as your slave girls, that we may have a bite to eat." "Welcome, sisters," I said. "No one is dearer to me than you." And I kissed them and honored them even more than before. This went on for a full year, after which I decided to fit out a ship to go to Basra.
Okay.
I chose a large one and loaded it with goods, merchandise, and everything needed for the voyage. I asked my sisters whether they would prefer to sit at home until I returned from my voyage, or whether they would like to come with me. "We will go with you," they said. "We cannot bear to be parted from you." And so I took them along. I had divided my wealth in two, taking half with me and leaving the other half behind, with the idea that were the ship to be wrecked and we survived, there would be something to support us upon our return.
It's not going to work out.
They don't have
It's
Wells
not going to
Fargo.
work out like
They
that.
don't have
I will
Wells
put it
Fargo.
on Cash App or something. But we sailed for some days and nights, but the ship went astray as the captain had not kept to the right course. Well,
Idiot.
that's
If I was the captain...
number first mistake.
It's
there.
almost like
I would've kept to the right course.
her sisters are kind of like plotting this the whole time.
Cursed?
Well,
No, I feel like it's.
You don't think
like
they're cursed by
they,
Allah?
They just keep fucking her over. Like they're like,
Well,
I lost everything.
that's what it's like, though.
I want to get married again. And then they lose
I
everything.
picked up the worst guy again.
Yeah.
Fuck.
But now, so she divided her fortune in two and left half.
But they're
of it on
going to
hand.
Basra, and then shit went... They got
Yeah,
lost.
so
They're
yeah.
lost. They're lost.
The captain starts, without realizing it, we are sailing in the wrong direction.
They should go to a cool island, I hope.
This went on for some time, and over a period of 10 days, we had fair winds. After that, the lookout climbed up to investigate. He called out, "Good news!" and came down full of joy and told us that he had seen what looked like a city resembling a dove.
A dove?
Yeah, I don't...
Like Prince.
Yeah, I don't... That doesn't seem like a good city. That doesn't sound like a city, but...
It's like a dove.
It's yeah.
Oh, you're like, oh,
texture?
okay.
Can we get someone who's not a poet in the...
Yeah, we need...
Can we get a more literal lookout?
description of-
It's like a woman's kiss. The city's there. It's like a woman's kiss. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know
Does
what to
it-
do with that. Where do I...
There's a lot of buildings.
Is it safe?
But what is
or-
it? Yeah, so you get the mouthfeel of a dove. So it's a city in the shape of a dove.
So it's a dove. We were delighted, and within an hour, we could see the place in the distance.
Cool.
We asked the captain its name, but
This
he
is what One
said,
Piece is based on.
"This is what One Piece is like."
Blunt piece?
One Piece.
Blunt
One piece. What's that?
He's a pirate, and he
Yeah.
eats the fruit from the gum gum tree, and then
Yeah.
he has stretchy powers.
He has to over. Okay, so
this
900.
from,
Okay, yeah. So
Arabian
900.
Nights?
Yeah.
It's like his ship looks exactly like Sinbad's ship.
900
from the
years
Sinbad
ago, there was a
movies.
void century, which we have lost all knowledge of history of.
That's not from
Now, cut to
his
today.
his ship looks exactly
Yeah.
like the ship from Arabian Nights.
There's a man
Okay.
who's like rubber.
Okay.
Yeah.
His ship has the red and white sail, like the movie. The Sinbad.
That's
you seen the
today.
Sinbad movies?
No.
They're good. There's
better
like 3
than
of
the
them. It's got what's his face does all the
Conan movies? Are they better than the
Yeah.
Conan movies?
Yeah. What's his face?
Which
does
is a
all
more
the
fascinating
Harry.
mythology.
Are you into Harryhausen? Ray Harryhausen?
Yeah, just the Mr. Show parody of it.
But what if it was real and they were genies and stuff?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a cool movie. There's 3 of them.
Captain's about to say something pretty scary here.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
We asked the captain the island's name, but he said, "By God, I don't know. I've never seen it before, and never in my life have I sailed on this sea." Okay, man. At what point were you going to bring that up? When did you realize? 10 days in the last 10 days.
Well, there were mysterious worlds that were just
They got
beyond
blown
human
off
reach.
course. They got blown off course and through the
people
fail.
at this time didn't think the world was as small as we think it is now. Like their idea of the world was
seas
like
new to them,
just
know?
like
India's
California
like outer
from
space.
here
Going
would be
to
like outer
India is like
space,
going to
yeah.
outer space.
That is, yeah, Marco Polo, like
you
went to
live
Mars,
in-
basically.
If you live
Yeah,
in
I would
Syria-
never go to Phoenix if I didn't have a car
Right.
or any other way to travel.
Oh,
You would like
I
walk
would,
that
yeah,
way, yeah.
I wouldn't want to walk to Phoenix.
No.
By the time you get to Phoenix.
Yeah, and why would you do it? Like,
Right.
I never thought Forrest
Golf.
Gump was good.
But we had, but I don't know this sea, but things have turned out safely, and all we have to do is put it into harbor. Look out your merchandise, and if you can sell, and then buy up whatever's there. And that does not work. We can rest here for 2 days, buy provisions, and go on with our voyage.
Cool.
We put in, and the captain went up to the city.
Yeah, I love how they're like, oh, there's a whole city. Yeah, I was like,
Oh.
is there an economy?
I've
Does
never-
it seem like you can access the economy?
They
You
just
can already
got
tell.
blown into like a
Random.
a whole new world, like an
Yeah,
alien.
but they're like, I'm sure
civilization.
they'll want our trade goods.
Yeah,
They're like, we have some trade
So-
goods,
so
and if they
here.
don't want the trade goods, I'm sure
They-
they'll take whatever we have as
they have some
trade.
definite ideas on how to like swindle people from afar.
We'll see. Yeah, they're gonna do some swaps on them.
The captain went up to the city. He was away for a time, and when he came back, he told us, "Come up and wonder at what God has done to those he created,
What?
and seek refuge from his anger." Okay. We
Is
went
that good or
to the
bad?
city, and when we came to the gate, we saw it was guarded by men with sticks in their hands. When we got nearer, we found that they had been turned to stone. While in the city itself, we found that everyone had been transformed to black stone, and there's no trace of life.
Oh shit!
Yeah, this is not.
That is like a dove.
We were astonished, but as we threaded our way through the markets, we discovered the traders' wares in gold and silver had remained unchanged.
Oh, so you can get all the stuff.
Get the
still.
stuff.
But
Nice.
it's buying it. It probably turns you to stone.
Something. Yeah,
that's probably
it's
no-
for sure
Yeah,
cursed. It's for
no,
sure
it's-
cursed.
It's probably
Yeah.
not a downside. I don't know why there would be a downside to all this free
But there's
gold.
been no other magic in the story yet, so it's like it's been so regular and just about like your sister getting married and stuff so far that you're like, I don't think that'll happen. You could probably just take all the gold. It's
Why did she have to go to
free.
this trip anyway? What was
She
this?
just went to like sell stuff.
Well,
to make
it's
money.
like all her sisters tried to boss up with their husbands because they started their.
Then they all
market,
got ripped
and then
off.
they all got fucked up. And then she's just been like,
I've been a
at
small
home.
business.
Yeah,
owner.
she's been
I've
at
like,
home
you know,
piling it up, and
yeah.
she's like, I'm about to go to Basra, make some
Yeah.
moves, money
Yeah.
moves.
Okay. So she's trying to invest. And she's
But
like,
she left half the money there, and she took half
She
the
was
money
watching
with her.
Jim Cramer.
Yeah. She's like,
Look.
bye, chickpeas.
The sisters, this delighted us, and thinking that there must be some mystery here, we, as in the sisters, split up and walked through the city streets, each concerned to collect her own booty, money, and fabrics.
Booty.
I love it anytime.
Collect
I say
your booty and be on
Go
your
collect
way.
your booty.
Collect your booty and be on your way.
Okay.
I myself went to the castle, which turned out to be strongly fortified, and I then entered the royal apartments, where all the utensils were made of gold and silver.
Get those.
Then I saw
Snacks.
the king wearing robes of bewildering splendor, seated in his chamberlains, officers, and visors. Cheated with his chamberlains, officers, and visors.
Classic.
When I approached,
Tomb setup.
I found that he was sitting on a throne studded with pearls and gems, wearing a cloth of gold with every jewel gleaming like a star.
And they're all up for grabs? They're all up for
Seemingly.
grabs?
Standing around him were 50 Mamluks, dressed
Okay.
in silks of various kinds,
Soldier guys.
with drawn
Mamluks.
swords in their stone hands. An astonishing sight. I then walked to the hall of the harem, whose walls are covered with hangings of silk with gold embroidered branches.
Is this where the harem is? Where's the harem? Hey, guys. Is this the way to the harem?
The queen was there
Is this
asleep,
the harem?
wearing a robe.
Funny thing happened on the way to the harem.
Everyone was stoned. The queen there was asleep, wearing a robe ornamented with fresh pearls. On her head was a crown studded with gemstones of all kinds, while around her neck were necklaces of all sorts. Everything she was wearing, dress and ornaments, was unchanged, but she herself had transformed to black stone.
Nice.
I then found an open door and went up to it. There were 7 steps, and these led to a chamber whose marble floor was spread.
There were 7 steps.
Yeah, that's
great detail.
Thank you.
Huge, crucial.
Gold embroidered carpets. In it there was a couch made of juniper wood, inset with pearls and precious stones.
Did you think there'd be a couch?
Together with 2 large emeralds covered by a pearl. Yeah, okay, there's a lot of jewels.
It's a swag.
Stop describing the jewels. I'm tired of reading the jewels.
He loves the jewels, man.
There's also a door from which I could see a light shining. I went to stand over it, and there was a center on a small chair. I found a jewel the size of a duck's egg, burning like a candlestick and shedding light.
Whoa.
While spread over the couch was an amazing array of silks. The sight filled me with astonishment.
Couch just sounds so cool, man.
Nothing more luxurious than a duck's egg.
And a couch.
So, wow.
A couch. An egg, a couch.
Wow.
We have all these things now. We're so blessed.
On looking further, I saw lighted candles. Someone must have lit these, I said to myself. And then I went to another room and proceeded to search all through the building, forgetting myself in my astonishment at all this, and plunged in thought.
Plunged in thought, yeah. I continued exploring until nightfall, but then, wishing to leave, I found that I had lost my way and had no idea where the gate was. So I went back to the chamber with the lighted candles, sat down on the couch, and after reciting a portion of the Quran, wrapped myself in a coverlet. Do you guys have a coverlet? Anybody coverlet? Do you guys have a coverlet?
Is that like a slip cover?
I think it's just a little. I think it's like a.
It's like a mini blanket. It's like
maybe it is a mini blanket.
Yeah.
Then at midnight, a shawl, sort of. Then at midnight, I heard a beautiful voice reciting the Quran. This filled me with joy, and I followed the sound until I came to a small room whose door was shut. I opened it and looked inside to find a chapel with a prayer niche in which hung lighted lamps together with 2 candles. In this chapel, a prayer rug...
Hey, what's going on? What happened?
I think I disobeyed the place.
Oh.
What'd you
Hey,
do,
Martin.
Justin?
I didn't touch her.
Hey.
There's more than 1,000. Or there's less than 1,001 nights in the actual book.
Nice.
No, there are. There's...
Exactly 1,001
I think so,
in this version of it.
Yeah. Because there's 3 volumes. This has 292 in it. You know?
Wow, yeah,
it's
so
like,
it is 1,000.
There's 1,001, yeah.
There's
Have you seen Aladdin?
Love Aladdin.
It's from this.
No shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Aladdin.
Yeah. Sinbad?
Yeah.
He's in here. But yeah, I was reading it with someone else, and then their cat got all crazy, and so we had to stop.
Well,
But we didn't get that far, so I can catch you up. on
There's a
what's
lot of-
happened.
animal hijinks. Yeah, what did I miss anything?
Here's what happened. This lady had some sisters, and then she was like, I'm gonna go start a small business with this money. But her sisters are kind of like mooching off her. But then they find a weird island.
Okay. Oh wait, maybe I know about. Maybe I'm
This
familiar.
usually happens though.
Yeah, there are a
I
lot
would
of
say that
islands.
this kind of happens.
This happens a lot, but
But you have read some of them.
Yes, I've also read a lot on my own time, so I think I might know this island.
Right.
If
Everybody's
if there's
rocks.
yes,
Okay.
that's the island. I know this island. There's
Okay,
some
nice.
pirate stuff that's about to happen.
Nice.
Pirate stuff.
I'm familiar with this island
Yeah,
of
I'm trying to
rocks.
figure out where we stopped. Yeah, let's see.
It's like you're making pizza,
Yeah,
and this is oregano.
yeah. So we went to the yeah. We went to the city, and when we came to the gate, we saw that it was guarded by men with sticks in their hands. But when we got nearer, we found that they had returned to stone. While in the city itself was found that everyone had been transformed to black stone, and there was no trace of life. We were astonished, but as we threaded our way through the markets, we discovered that the traders' wares and the gold and silver had remained unchanged, and that delighted us. and thinking that there must be some mystery here, we split up and walked through the city streets, each concerned to collect her own booty, money, and fabrics. I myself went to the castle, which turned out to be strongly fortified, and then I entered the royal apartments, where all the utensils were made of gold and silver. There I saw the king wearing robes of bewildering splendor.
But is he stoned?
I don't know. Have you ever seen robes of bewildering splendor?
Which one?
Like bathrobes? Like
Robes.
Have you ever been bewildered by the splendor of a robe?
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
Seated with his chamberlains, officers, and viziers. When I approached, I found that he was sitting on a throne studded with pearls and gems, wearing cloth of gold, and with every jewel gleaming like a star. Standing around him were 50 Mamluks dressed in silks of various kinds, with drawn swords in their stone hands, an astonishing sight. I then walked into the hall of the harem, whose walls were covered with hangings of silks, with gold-embroidered branches. The queen was there, asleep, wearing a robe ornamented with fresh pearls. On her head was a crown studded with gemstones of all kinds, while around her neck were necklaces of all sorts. Everything she was wearing, dress and ornaments, was unchanged. But she herself had been transformed to black stone. I then found an open door and went up to it. There were 7 steps, and these led to a chamber, whose marble floor was spread with gold-embroidered carpets. In it there was a couch made of juniper wood, inset with pearls and precious stones, together with 2 large emeralds covered by a pearl-studded hanging. There was also a door from which I could see a light shining. I went to stand over it, and there in the center on a small chair I found a jewel the size of a duck's egg, burning like a candle and shedding a light. While spread over the couch was an amazing array of silks. The sight filled me with astonishment. On looking further, I saw lighted candles. Someone must have lit these, I said to myself.
Right.
And I then went to another room and proceeded to search all through the building, forgetting myself in my astonishment at all this, and plunged in thought. We'd already read all that part, TBH. And I was like, dude, he just his list. There's a bunch of cool treasure.
Yeah, and everyone's stoned.
Everyone is stoned, and there's treasure everywhere.
Yeah. It's a good vibe for him to stumble upon.
Yeah, always good. Do you want to hit?
Yeah,
some?
I'll jump in.
Don't be scared to pass it off.
Yeah, I'll keep it moving. I continued exploring until nightfall, but then, wishing to leave, I found I had lost my way and had no idea where the gate was. So I went back to the chamber with the lighted candles, sat down on the couch, just a couch, and after reciting a portion of the Quran, wrapped myself in a coverlet, trying
America
in vain.
invented the toilet. But Arabs definitely innovated the couch sector. Yeah, the couch sector was huge.
Massive.
Carpet,
wrapped myself in a
couch.
coverlet, trying in vain to sleep, but becoming uneasy. Then at midnight, I heard a beautiful voice reciting the Quran. This filled me with joy, and I followed the sound until I came to a small room whose door was shut. I opened it and looked inside to find a chapel with a prayer niche in which hung lighted lamps together with
Kaaba.
2 candles. In this chapel, a prayer rug had been put down,
Shit.
and on this sat a handsome young man
Perfect.
with, before him, a copy of the Holy Quran, from which he was reading.
Didn't they say it was like a sexy voice, or did I just kind of put that?
It was like a.
Didn't they say it was like a lady's
Like a
voice?
handsome voice?
It
Or like
was
A sexy lady's voice?
a beautiful voice.
Yeah, this
that's
is
why you
beautiful.
think it's,
That's why.
that's why you think it's a sexy lady.
Yeah,
I thought it
but
was
it's
going
just
to be.
it's a handsome man.
I was just a handsome young man. It surprised me. I also thought it'd be a sexy.
There was
lady.
another one. Yeah, they're always finding a handsome young man sitting on a carpet somewhere.
Yeah, I mean that's where you should be sitting, praying. That's perfect.
Yeah. But it's like, I thought I was alone, and then I go to one of the rooms of the house, and there's just a handsome young man on a carpet.
Wondering how he alone had been saved from out of all the inhabitants of the city, I entered and greeted him. He looked up and returned my greetings, at which I said, "By the truth of what you have recited from the Book of God, I implore you to answer my question." He looked at me smiling
What do you want?
and replied, "Servant of God, do you tell me why you came here, and I will tell you what happened to me and the people
But
of the
she's a
city,
girl. The narrator's a
and
girl,
how
so they
it
can't
was
fuck,
that I was escaped."
right?
Yeah,
I think the narrator's a girl.
she's
Narrator's a girl?
I think
Pretty
the
sure
narrator's
this
a girl, yeah.
Yikes.
It was kind of this one. I couldn't really tell who the narrator was. But
I
she
think
has
that's
sisters.
why it's
That's why there's a boy.
That's why it's awesome that there's a beautiful, handsome young man.
Because we can pretend we're the man.
Yeah. So I told him my story, which filled him with wonder, and then I asked him about the townspeople. Wait, sister, he said. So I think we are a girl.
Yeah.
And he then closed the Quran and put it into a bag of satin before making me sit behind him. When I looked at him, I saw him to be the moon when it comes to the full. Excellent in his attributes, supple and handsome. His appearance was like a sugar stick with a well-proportioned frame. As the poet has said...
Ooh, you look like a sugar stick with that well-proportioned frame.
Damn.
Girl.
I saw you to be the moon the other day. I came in here and I think I saw you to be the moon. I swear. I came into this coffee shop and I've never talked to you like this before, but I saw you to be the moon. And excellent in your attributes.
Yeah.
So yeah, whenever in the Arabian Nights they'll just say "as the poet has said," and then they just like will
Do
be.
a poem.
Usually it's like I saw this real sexy motherfucker, and like, damn, I would say that
You
they're
know.
so sexy. It's kind of like when Dr.
Sexy.
Seuss says, yeah.
Jamaica.
It's like when Dr. Seuss says
You
salmon,
know,
and then he does.
it's like when Lil Wayne said,
Yeah,
"Real
yeah,
G's
yeah.
moving silent like lasagna."
It's like that. He kind of like does a lot of like as the
It's
poet.
sort of
has
like a
said.
street.
He just drops. Bars.
It's kind of spitting
Yeah.
street knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as the
Because he's
poet-
also like, I don't remember. I don't. Don't ask me who.
Yeah, he just is the poet.
Yeah.
That's the great poet says.
The streets.
Probably just the guy writing it. Just one of his poems. But
Stuff an old guy said to him.
as the poet has said, to the astrologer watching by night
Right.
appeared a beautiful form dressed in twin robes. Saturn has granted him black hair, coloring his temples from the shade of musk.
Right.
From Mars derived the redness of his cheeks,
Okay.
while Sagittarius shot arrows from his eyelids.
Okay.
Eyelids.
Mercury supplied
good.
keenness of mind,
Good.
while the bear
Alright.
forbade the slanders to look at him.
What about his dick?
The astrologer was bewildered by what he saw,
Loins? Did he mention a loin?
and the ground
Loin
before
size?
him was kissed by the full moon.
Ooh.
Right. Okay.
Almighty God had clothed him in the robe of perfection and embroidered it with the beauty and splendor of the down of his cheek, as the poet has said. Okay, so that was just about his like frame. This is more about
His clothes.
his cheek.
It's just his cheek. Just some comments on cheek.
I swear, by the intoxication of his eyelids, by his waist, and by the arrows that his magic
They're back on
shoots,
the eyelids.
by the smoothness of his flanks, the sharpness
Finally.
of his glance,
The sharp. Yeah.
his white complexion, and the
Sure,
darkness of his
sure.
hair. His white complexion.
Like complexion.
Yeah, it's starting early.
His eyebrow that denies sleep to my eye. Damn.
His eyebrow. Your eyebrow denies
Bro,
sleep to my
I
eye
could not
because I
s-
keep looking
I
at
could
your
not-
eyebrow.
Could not sleep last night thinking about your eyebrow.
That brow.
Controlling me as he orders and forbids, by his rosy cheek and the myrtle of its down, by the
Right.
carnelian of his mouth, his pearly
Carnelian.
teeth,
Yeah.
by his neck, and by the
Yeah.
beauty of his form.
A lot of the parts of your body are like rocks, but it's the precious rocks.
With pomegranates showing on his chest.
Holy
Whoa! Wait, he's caked
got-
up.
he's
got
He's
titties.
caked
He's
up.
caked
got
up on the
titties?
front.
He's got
That's
titty
sick.
cakes.
That's
He's got-
sick.
Shit.
He's got huge tits.
shit. Seas.
By his haunches that quiver whether he moves or is still.
He's
by
doing the
his-
thing where they dance.
Yeah.
Like,
He's doing like The Rock.
Or the-
By his
Yeah,
slender
The Rock does
waist
that.
and by his silken touch, the lightness of his spirit and all the beauty he encompasses, I swear by his generous hand and by his truthful tongue, his high birth and his lofty rank. For those who, for those
Oh, he's got high birth.
lofty,
Lofty
rank,
rank.
high birth. For those who know of Musk, it is his scent. And
I know of Musk.
And that is his scent. And it is who spreads the scent of ambergris.
Ambergris?
Yeah, I'm always bad at
Ambergris.
pronouncing ambergris.
Ambergris.
Compared with him,
People
the
pronounce it
radiant.
different though. I
I've
don't
heard
really know.
an S
People
in
say
there.
ambergris.
Yeah.
What is it?
Usually
The Son of Ambergris. It's
It's
I have
like
no idea.
it's in an episode of Bob's Burgers. So they
I've seen it before
it's like
in that episode of Bob's Burgers.
like a whale. A
Yes,
whale will
yes,
have like
yes.
some form of like
Because the whale shows up out on the
Stomach?
beach.
Yeah.
in that
stomach
episode.
thing or something, and they will. It's like a weird abscess that forms in a whale.
It smells really good.
And then they like poop it up or something, and then it'll wash up on the beach, and you can use it to make perfume or whatever. But it smells kind of stinky. It helps you kind of have a little stinky note to the perfume.
Like a blue cheese.
Yeah,
And he it is. Who's
but it's also all the stuff about the musk and the ambergris. It's like, so he smells bad. He smells
musky.
really bad,
He's
but you're
musky.
here for it.
She likes it.
She's here for it.
Compared him with the radiant sun is nothing but the paring of a fingernail.
What?
And he it is who spreads the scent of ambergris. Compared with him, the radiant sun is nothing but the paring of a fingernail. So I think
okay, I get
he
it.
is
I get it.
he's greater than the sun.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow.
The glance that I gave him was followed by
Pairing
a
is when
thousand
you cut your
sighs.
fingernails.
Okay, so she gave him this glance when we ended.
Yeah,
She
there's a
looks at
sharp
him, right?
glance.
The glance that I gave him was followed by 1,000 sighs, and love for him was fixed in my heart. My master, I said, answer my question.
Man, it's
Willingly,
on.
willingly, he replied, and he went on, know, servant of God, that this is my father's city, and he is the king whom you saw sitting on the throne turned into black stone, while the queen whom you saw in the hall is my mother. All the people of this city were Magians.
What?
Not okay. It's about to explain it.
Okay. do you
All of the
spell it?
people of the city were Magians, capital M A G I A N S, worshipping fire rather than Almighty God. Zoroastrians
Magians,
or
yeah, yeah.
Magians, Zoroastrians or something of that.
Yeah.
They would
Heathens.
Yeah, they would swear by fire, light shadows, the heat of the sun, and the circling sphere.
Idiots.
Fool! Don't swear
Read
by
a
the
book.
sun. After my father had for long
The
been
Quran.
without a son, yes. After my father had long been without a son, late in his life, I was born to him.
Yeah, this always happens. Yes.
He brought me up until I was a grown man, and a good fortune always preceded me.
This happened to the last young man that they found sitting on a carpet. No offense.
With us there was an old Muslim woman who believed in God and his apostle in secret,
Cool.
while in public she followed the practices of my people. Wow.
Oh, okay. Crypto Islam.
Yeah, I think he's
I
got
love crypto Islam.
crypto Islam for sure. Secret Islam. My father had faith in her because he saw that she was trustworthy and chaste, and he showed her great respect, thinking she was his co-religionary. When I grew older, he entrusted me to her, saying, take him, give him a good upbringing, ground him in the tenets of our faith, and look after him.
Yeah.
When she had taken me, she taught me about the religion of Islam, with the
Smart.
obligations of ritual purification and of prayer. And she made me learn the Quran by heart, telling me to worship none but Almighty Allah. When she had done all this, she told me to keep it hidden from my father, and not to tell him lest he kill me. So I kept the secret for a few days. But then the old woman died, and the people of the city
So I kept
sank
the secret for a few days.
ever further into unbelief and presumptuous error.
Yeah.
Not terror. I kind of messed that up.
Right.
Presumptuous error.
Right.
You
Freudian slip.
Right. While they were in this state, suddenly they heard a mighty voice like the rumbling of thunder, calling out in tones that could be heard far and near. Citizens, turn away from the worship of fire and worship Allah, the merciful King.
Who said that?
The people were startled, and they all came to my father, the king, and
Who
said,
said that?
what is this alarming voice that we've heard, astounding
said
and
that?
terrifying us? Do not be alarmed or frightened by it, he replied, and do not let it turn you from your religion. Their hearts inclined to what he said. They persisted in their worship of fire, and they acted even more wickedly until a year had passed from the first time that they had heard the voice. Then they heard it for a second time, and after 3 years for a third time, once each year, but they still clung to their beliefs. Then, at dawn one day, divine wrath descended, and they, together with their animals and their flocks, returned to Blackstone. I was the only one to escape, and since that happened, I've been living like this, praying, fasting, and reciting the Quran.
This
But
happens in the Bible too, but they don't have the backstory really.
I can no longer endure
Everyone
being
turns into
alone.
salt.
It's very important that he's the son of the
and
king.
you're not
and
supposed
the-
to like.
You can't look back.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
can't look back.
If you look
Bro,
at the
so turn
city,
to salt.
You can't look back
Yeah.
at the city.
yeah,
Sort of
you're
like
running
a-
away
not
from
like
the
that.
city.
Sort of like a Medusa situation, or you turn.
Well,
into
it's Sodom
Kind
and
of a
Gomorrah.
Medusa
Yeah,
situation. Yeah.
Ever heard of sodomy?
What's that?
It's named after where if you look at it, you
I've
think
actually
it's
never
Sodom.
looked that up. I've actually never looked that up online. Never. I've never heard of that. Should
What
I
is that?
check Urban Dictionary for that? Or I was the only one to escape. Anyways, so now I can no longer endure being alone with no one to keep me company.
Yeah, bro. I thought you were dedicated to Islam, but I guess not, bro.
I'm pretty lonely. Everyone in my town is stoned. All my ex-girlfriends and best friends are stoned. My mom and dad are stoned.
Yeah.
I was a prince.
Yeah.
I
You
was,
should have told them about Islam. They would have been not stoned as well, bro.
Well, I tried warning them.
No, you didn't.
That was my voice.
That was his voice?
No,
That'd be
it
cool.
never says that. But I would, I had lost my heart to him, so I asked him whether he would go to Baghdad with me, where we could meet the men of learning and the faqirs.
They were on their way to Basra, if IIRC
Okay.
earlier.
What's that acronym mean?
If I recall correctly.
Remember correctly, recall correctly. IRC. Cool. And so add to his knowledge, understanding, and grasp of religious laws, because then he could meet the men of learning and the faqirs. Baghdad, they can go to the Fire Kingdom so Aang can learn firebending. No, I went on, that the slave who stands before you is the mistress of her people, with command over men, eunuchs, and slaves. I have a ship laden with merchandise, and it was fate that led us here in order that we should see these things. And it was ordained by destiny that you and I should meet. I continued to prompt him to leave with me, flattering him and using my wiles until he agreed to accept.
Bro. Chicks always be using their wiles.
Flattering him, using their wiles.
She only used one wile.
And
She only needed to use one wile.
That
to
was
convince me.
that was the end of night 17. Do you want to do night 18?
Yep.
Started out.
Give it a go.
Night 18. Morning now dawned, and Shahrazad broke off from what she had been allowed to say. Then,
Oh, it's frame. It's the framework. Yeah. Keep going.
it's
We'll
like
explain.
it's like exposition.
It's like the story is.
So the
inside
whole
of another
story is
story.
there's a lady named Scheherazade and she's about to be executed. But she goes, let me tell you a story. And then they go, okay. And then every night she goes, oh, you have to wait till tomorrow to hear the end of the story.
She leaves like a big plot, like a big cliffhanger at the end. So that's part of it. Yeah. But yeah, you keep going. You just
Keep
pretty
going.
much her
Yeah,
being
yeah.
just like, they're gonna do something pretty short, and then I'll get into another story.
Yeah, usually they just say. But yeah, I bet. I think we're gonna continue with the.
Because she's not the one
Baghdad.
telling this one, right?
She is, I think.
Oh.
Randomly, she is, I think. I can't really tell though. We'll see.
Okay. Back in.
Morning now dawned, and Shahrazad broke off from what she had been allowed to say. Then, when it was the 18th night, she said, I have heard, O auspicious king, that the lady continued to prompt him to leave with her until he said yes. The lady went on. I spent the night at his feet, unable to believe what had happened to me because of my joy. In the morning, we got up and, going to the treasuries, we took what was both light to carry and valuable, after which we left the castle and went down to the city.
Nice.
There we met
They
the
got treasure.
They got treasure, yeah. That's classic.
There we met the slaves.
So the lady's talking, not Scheherazade. Scheherazade's
Yeah.
telling some story where there's a lady.
Yeah. So back to the slaves.
There we met the slaves and the ship's captain, who were searching for me and who were filled with joy when they saw me.
Hey!
Oh my god.
Wow.
You are amazing. I told them, to their astonishment, what I had seen and explained to them the story of the young man and the reason for the curse that had struck the city, as well as what had happened to its people.
And just to be clear, they were not Muslim.
They were not.
That's what had happened.
What, they're Zoroastrians. Yeah,
Right.
They were, yeah.
But if
Fire
they were
was like-
anything, if they were Muslim, it wouldn't happen.
So there's like lots of conflict.
That's the
between-
one thing that set apart the one guy who wasn't stoned from all the people.
Yeah, and the voice.
Who
You know.
were
There's like lots of conflict between
Yeah.
Zoroastrians.
So they could have
and
turned.
The voice was all like, be Muslim. You could have fixed
Right.
this.
But that's why what happened is
Yeah.
They weren't Muslim.
Moral of the story.
yeah.
Is that
Be
you need
Muslim.
to
Be Muslim.
Yeah,
if you
yeah,
don't
yeah.
want to turn into stone, be
Be
Muslim.
Muslim.
Be Muslim.
That was
That's a pretty simple.
it was pretty
good.
easy for them to
It's
do.
a good-
Yeah.
Pretty easy to figure out what kind. What.
But they wanted to swear by the the shadows of the
They wanted
sun
to
or
be-
whatever. Yeah.
So they worship fire. Fire is kind of like code word for other gods.
I think this one it's actually fire
They're
worshippers.
like actually
Because
fire
they're really
worshippers.
the Zoroastrians were real
Magians.
fire
I see.
worshippers. The Magian, the
Ah,
magicians.
Yeah.
But the idea is, it's whatever.
Everybody.
Any of them. Mormons.
When my sisters, now these two bitches, saw me with the young man.
Yeah, she calls her sisters bitches. Yeah, she did that earlier.
When my sisters, now these two bitches, saw me with the young man, they became jealous of me and angry, and they secretly and they secretly schemed against me. We boarded the ship gaily, overjoyed at the profit we had made, although I was more pleased because of the young
Just
man.
stealing stuff. What a profit we've made here, stealing this stuff.
Murd.
Huge profit.
Massive profit. We lost. No in, just us stealing.
Yeah.
We stayed waiting for a wind, and when it blew fair, we made sail and set off. My sisters sat with me, and we started to talk. What are you going to do with this handsome young man? They asked. I intend to make him as my husband, I replied. Then, turning, I went up to him and said, Sir, I want to say something to you, and I would ask you not to refuse me. When we reached Baghdad,
The other sisters, earlier in the story, they've already been married twice to like dudes that sucked. And
Like,
the whole
maybe-
time, this lady's been like, "I'm just gonna focus on my business."
When we reach Baghdad, our city, I shall propose myself to you in marriage. You shall be my husband, and I shall be your wife.
Well,
Yeah.
Whoa.
Women used to
Girl
be
boss.
cool back in the
Yeah,
day.
yeah, yeah, it's like-
Women today could never.
It's like, it's not even like a court. That's just like an order. That's just like courting.
She's gonna declare herself. How does she present herself? What was the word?
It was like,
I will
I
present
shall
myself.
propose myself to
Yeah,
you in
she's
marriage.
gonna propose herself.
Damn.
she's proposing.
You shall
herself.
be my husband, and I shall be your wife. He agreed to this, and I turned to my sisters and said, This young man is enough for me, so whatever profit others have made, they can keep. This is well done of you, they said, but secretly they continued to plot against me.
Of course.
Whoa.
Yeah,
They plotted
they're
against
pretty
me.
scheming.
Whoa.
Well, I think they're pretty bitter from all their past poor marriages
Yeah.
that they had.
So they don't want her to
They're just
succeed.
jealous. Yeah,
yeah,
they're jealous.
they don't want her to have
They're
a husband.
bitches.
They're bitches. Well, that's been made clear.
They've already had a couple marriages.
Yeah.
They've already tried and it went bad.
Bitches stay jealous. Yeah, so.
Hashtag. On we sailed with a fair wind until we left the sea of fear and reached safety.
But I was saying One Piece is based on this.
That's pretty much what One Piece is like.
You need to see it. You need to see One Piece.
It's like this.
Just like this.
Yeah.
After a few more days of sailing, we came in sight of the walls of Basra. Evening fell, and we settled down to sleep, but then my sisters got up, carried me on my mattress, and threw me into the sea. Classic.
What? Frank!
Got your ass.
Happy birthday!
They did the same thing with the young man, and as he could
I
not
thought they were
swim-
gonna boil him. I thought they were
Fucking
gonna
hell, they're
kiss
throwing
him.
everyone into the fucking
Yeah,
sea.
you
Is
think
this where
they're
that
keeping
comes
them.
from? I know they did that in the Lorax. They threw the guy into the sea.
Yep, stories.
Well, I don't. Yeah, we'll see if he goes. Are they gonna like just swim to the shore? Or are they gonna like go to the Sea Kingdom? We'll see. We'll see what happens.
The Western canon influenced by the Eastern canon for sure.
They did the same thing with the young man, and as he could not swim well, he was drowned, and God entered him in the roll of the martyrs.
No, he's dead.
Yeah,
he was so hot.
Dude, he's
So
fucking
quick.
dead.
He's
dead
already
just like
entered in
that.
the roll of the martyrs.
Jesus.
Yep.
I'm about to kill someone. Be ready to enter in the roll of the martyrs.
Kind of like the Hunger Games.
Takes my blade.
My blade.
Damn, he just drowned.
Yeah, no, he just drowned.
He can't swim. You were from an island. You were from an island nation.
I wish that I had drowned with him, but God decreed that I should be saved, and so while I was floating in the sea, he provided me with a plank of wood onto which I climbed.
Oh, Titanic
This is
style.
what Titanic's based on.
Yeah.
There's a lot of comparisons.
There are a lot of good tropes.
A lot of tropes, yeah.
A lot of good tropes.
You got the Lorax, you got Titanic, you got fucking
Entering the pirate ship gaily.
One Piece.
One Piece.
Bitches.
Bitches, One Piece.
Slaves, bitches. Mom and Dad stoned. Mom and Dad are stoned.
The Bible.
So she's working on her business.
Yeah, she's working on her business.
She was moving to Baghdad to get that dude knowledge. Or
She was
something.
gonna go to the great man.
But they got to Basra. They didn't go to Baghdad. They went to Basra where they were going.
She needs to get the fuckies from.
Yeah, they were in Baghdad though. That's
Well, yeah,
landlocked.
so-
Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Baghdad's
Yeah,
landlocked.
I mean, it's not
Is
near
Baghdad landlocked?
for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's no Basra.
You gotta travel to get there.
The waves then swept me along until they threw me up on the shore of an island. There I walked for the rest of the night, and when morning came, I saw a track just broad enough for a human foot that connected the island to the mainland.
The gum gum tree.
Wow.
Oh, he could go to the mainland from the island. He's in Sri
Okay.
Lanka.
He's in Sri Lanka. He made it.
Yeah.
Adam's Bridge.
Is that kind of
Hanuman.
what Sri Lanka's geography? They can kind of.
It's an island.
Well, yeah. But
And there's a magical blue monkey that can take you from mainland India to Sri Lanka.
I didn't know that.
In like this.
I did not know that. A magical blue one.
In the Ramayana, yeah. It's like a
Wow.
famous Indian story where this magical blue monkey shows up and he creates a whole bridge of monkeys. And you can like walk the bridge to Sri Lanka.
I kind of did that too. Do y'all remember those like monkeys that could grab
Oh, I
onto
love
each other
those.
when you were a kid?
The barrel of monkeys.
The barrel of monkeys. Yeah.
What's the barrel of monkeys?
It's in Toy Story. They're
Yeah.
red. They're in a
Oh,
blue
the
barrel.
toys.
Red. They're red, and you. Can
Should we bring those back?
Yeah.
I'm always at the bar and they got big Jenga. They never got big barrel of
Big
monkeys.
barrel of monkeys.
Y'all need to get big barrel of monkeys
have
at the
options.
bars.
That's a good idea.
Huge barrel of monkeys. Barrel of life-size monkeys.
Paragraph 3.
So she's on this plank. She's on a plank still.
He provided her with a plank onto
Yeah.
Oh
which
yeah,
she
yeah. And then she's
climbed.
getting to the island, and then
There's
she's
an
waves
island and it's the
swept
size
along.
of the there was a trail.
yeah.
But she could walk to the mainland from the island.
She walked to the
Right.
mainland from the island with.
So the island kind of is out of the picture already.
Okay.
Because you could walk to the main.
Hard
She's
to
staying
say
on the island.
How important the island
We'll
is going
see.
to be when she finds an island.
I think that she's about to head onto the island.
Let's go.
The sun had now risen, and I dried my clothes in the sunlight, ate some of the island fruits, and drank from its water.
The gum gum tree.
Then I set off on the track and went on walking until I was close to the mainland and only 2 hours away from the city. Suddenly, I saw a snake as thick as a palm tree darting towards me, and as it came, I could see it swerving to right and to left until it reached me. Its tongue was trailing along the ground for the length of a span, and it was sweeping aside the dust with the whole length of its body.
Whoa.
Snake rules.
Crazy snake.
Yeah, pretty cool. Snake.
It was
Layout.
It was being pursued by a dragon, thin and long as a lance. In its flight,
Oh.
the snake turned to the right and to the left, but the dragon seemed
There's a
to
thin
stare.
dragon and a snake.
There's a thin dragon.
Sounds like two snakes. No offense. I guess it has legs. Legs versus no legs.
Wings.
Legs
We'll
versus
see.
no legs.
Yeah.
Komodo.
I feel like
Yeah, it could be a Komodo dragon. Actually. It might not have wings.
I think they're just
Poison breath.
Fire breath. I see.
The snake shed tears and its tongue lolled out because of its violent efforts to escape. Feeling sorry for it, I picked up a stone and threw it at the dragon's head, killing it instantly.
D&D.
A girl, a lady just threw a rock at
You
the
throw a
dragon.
rock at the snake, you kill it instantly.
Yeah, it's dead. Yeah, you were trying to warn it. It's dead.
Roll the 20.
Old stories like this are so bare bones. They're just like and then this is
Yeah.
what happened.
Yeah.
And like
And
that's
there were like
that.
there were
Moving
7
on.
steps.
I was watching a video of a snake charmer the other day, or of this guy who's messing with snakes, and I was watching it, and then someone was over at our house, and she was like, "This isn't real, right?" Like, it's like a fake video, and I was like, "No, this is like they still do this everywhere in Karachi, and like they still do real snake
And
charmers."
this is AI though, right? Everyone thinks snake
Like,
charmers
it's
are
not.
AI.
She was just like, "This seems like it's from like a fairy tale."
Like, this isn't real.
Were they playing the song?
Yeah, they came out. Well, he would come out and do skits. So the snake would be like, he would pretend like he just saw the snake, and then he would do a thing where he catches it, and then he does like a little trick, and then he starts playing the flute and it dances. There's a hole in the wall. It's a dirty free for all.
Yeah. The Kesha song?
Yeah. Yeah. That's what you were singing.
How many pages is this?
We got a little bit left.
900.
There's 2 more volumes. There's 2 more 900-page volumes.
Damn it.
So we
where
have
was
paragraph
I?
3, I think.
Snake shit. Feeling sorry. No, yeah, that's
You just, yeah.
killing it instantly. Feeling sorry for it,
Yeah,
I picked
killing
up
it
a stone and threw it at the dragon's
Yeah.
head, killing it instantly. After
Right.
which the snake unfolded a pair of wings and flew up into the sky.
Yeah, you said the dragon had wings. Joke's on you, bro.
And the
The
snake-
snake had
The
wings.
snake had
The
wings?
snake unfolded its wings.
Foolish
Bro,
of me. I
that
should've-
was a dragon.
I so should have foresaw that. My bad.
Should have foreseen.
Yeah,
Should have foreseen that.
of course.
Yeah.
So the snake has wings.
So the snake unfolded a pair of wings and flew up into the sky until it passed out of my sight. I sat there in amazement, but I was tired and sleepy, and so. But I was tired and I sat there in amazement, but I was tired and sleepy, and so for a time I fell asleep where I was. When I awoke,
Yeah, you just killed a dragon.
Yeah, you just got tired.
You just killed a dragon. The snake flew away. I fell asleep.
life used to be like this. I have to go home to apartment 452.
Yeah, you don't have to look at my fucking phone.
Fucking set an alarm for the morning. Don't have to set 6 alarms to wake me up.
When I awoke, I found at my feet a girl with 2 bitches.
New
Found-
bitches?
I found at my feet a girl with 2 bitches who was massaging my feet. I felt embarrassed by her presence, and so I sat up and said, "Sister, who are you? How quickly you have forgotten me," she replied. "I am the one to whom you did a service, killing my foe and sowing the seed of gratitude. I am the snake whom you saved from the dragon. I am one of the jinn, as was the dragon. He was my enemy, and it was only because of you that I escaped from him. After that, I flew on the wind to the ship from which your sisters threw you overboard. And after taking
Oh,
off
y'all
her-
thought you threw me overboard. Joke's on you, bro. Joke's on you. I saved the jinn's life.
Yep, I saved the jinn's
I
life
killed the jinn's
by
rival.
Killing
Is
a dragon.
Are the jinn in with the fire worshippers or are they
Separate.
Nah,
Separate.
Jinns are just kind of
Separate.
like
Jinns are like
Separate.
they're kind of just like magical
Separate.
thing.
I see.
They can be good or bad or.
I think it's like a
nice
demon,
or
though. It's
bad.
closest to a demon, probably.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but they can kind of be like angels sometimes.
They're
too.
chaotic.
Yeah,
They're chaotic good.
Just read a crazy.
They're
one.
chaotic good or they're chaotic neutral.
They're just chaotic neutral. They can
Yeah.
go either way.
After that, I flew on the wind to the ship from which your sisters threw you overboard, and after taking all its cargo to your house, I sank it. As for your sisters, as
He
for-
went and got all the stuff and took it to her house and,
And
then
then
sank
sank
the
it.
shit with
Yeah.
everybody on it?
That's
Damn.
sick.
That was so smart.
Does that mean that both of her sisters
We'll-
are
we'll
see, we'll see, we'll see,
Yeah,
we'll
yeah,
see.
yeah. We'll see
This
if
is
they
a crazy sentence. As for your sisters, I turned them into 2 black bitches, for I know the whole story of their dealings with you. But as
Yeah, I
for
was about to
young
say,
men-
I was like, aren't bitches dogs sometimes?
Yeah, sometimes
Okay, cool,
bitches
cool.
are dogs.
into 2 black bitches, for I know the whole story of their dealings with you. But as for the young man, he had already drowned.
Yeah,
She
he's
then-
in the role of
I
martyr.
feel like they're more like furries
She
though, 'cause
then
they're
carried
like
me
massaging
off.
her feet. How are they
Well,
doing
no,
that if
this
they're
guy
dogs?
is. The genie is.
Oh, yeah,
and
but
then
he-
their 2 bitches are there.
But those aren't the black bitches.
But yeah, we'll see.
Okay,
Yeah,
we
I
don't
don't know.
know yet.
There's lots of bitches.
Yeah.
I can't
There's
really
black
tell.
bitches, there's bitches.
All the
Okay.
bitches are black so far,
Yeah.
from what I can tell.
She then carried me off together with the bitches and set me down on the roof of my house, in the middle of which I could see all the goods that had been on the ship, not one thing being missing. Then the snake girl said, by the inscription on the ring of our Lord Solomon, on whom be peace. On whom be peace. If you do not give each of these bitches 300 lashes every day, I shall come and turn you into a bitch like them. I told her that...
No.
I told her...
I don't want these.
That's crazy.
I don't want these dogs.
I told her that I would obey, and so, Commander of the Faithful, I have gone on beating them, although I feel pity for them,
I
and
don't
they realize that this is not my
this is
fault,
how
and
prison
accept
works.
my excuse. This is my story.
Yeah, so
This is my story. Okay, so that was the framing, and now we're getting into the story? Is
That,
how
might be the end of the
That's
story.
this-
Well, no, it says, this is my story.
Oh,
and then
nice.
it goes on.
So this is another, this is...
Wait, so who's talking? The bitches or the lady?
I think the lady,
who was
who was
with the
massaging her.
bitches.
The lady with the bitches.
The
who
Ginny.
shows up.
The
The
Ginny.
Jinn.
Oh!
I think it was the person who killed the dragon who's talking.
Okay.
Really? Because we.
Wait, no, and so Commander of the Faithful, I've gone on beating them,
She's
although I
talking
feel
to the
pity, and I
Jinn,
realize that
right?
this is not my fault and accept my excuse. This is my... Did we transfer
Yes,
to a
you're
different
right.
narrator?
Sometimes.
Oh, this is the snake girl. Then the snake
okay,
girl
okay,
said,
okay.
by the inscription of the ring of the Lord, blah, 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 blah. So the snake girl...
The snake girl's a
one is
genie.
that? Yeah, the snake girl who's a genie.
Snake girl's a genie.
Yeah. She says, this is my story. So then her story starts.
But she already gave her the black bitches, though. Right? That's the narrator's bitches?
I think that's the narrator's bitches, yeah.
Because she's a genie, so she can do cool spells and stuff.
So when I woke, I found on my feet a girl with two bitches who was massaging my feet. And I think the girl with two bitches
So
is the same as the
what
snake
are
girl.
bitches?
Dogs.
Okay,
That are girls.
I see.
Because so the genie took all the stuff that her sisters...
So what are bitches?
So what are bitches?
Because the genie took all the stuff to her house and then turned her sisters into dogs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And now the genie's talking.
I am the snake whom you saved from the dragon. Okay, so the snake that was being chased by the dragon.
Yeah, that's
she
who
killed
did all
the
the...
dragon.
And that's who did all the...
The snake is coming to her, saved her life.
The
Okay,
snake was
getting
the
it all.
genie who
Yeah,
did
of
all
course,
the
of
stuff,
course.
yeah.
Getting it all. Okay. Do you want to do the next one?
Yeah.
The caliph.
The caliph was filled with wonder, and he then asked the doorkeeper... Oh, now we're out of it. This is the end of one. That was the end of one.
Yeah, so this is the end of one, and it's
Yeah.
probably going to start her story after that. I would
I don't know.
Unless she's
Because you say this is my story at the end of your
That's
story.
right, it's retrospective. You're kind of like, okay, that's my story.
Because they were talking to a caliph at some point a long time ago.
Yeah.
The caliph was filled with wonder, and he then asked the doorkeeper the reason for the whip scars on her body. Commander of the Faithful, she replied. When my father died, he left a great quantity of wealth, and soon afterwards I married the wealthiest man of his time, she went on. I stayed with him for a year, but he too then died, and from him I inherited 80,000 gold dinars, this being my portion in accordance with Islamic law. I was then exceedingly rich. My reputation spread. My
Yeah.
reputation spread.
My reputation
My
spread.
reputation spread.
Say my reputation spread. Try to say it.
My reputation spread.
My reputation spread.
My reputation
My
spread.
spread of reputation.
My reputation spread.
My reputation spread.
My reputation spread.
Spread.
It's like a spread for your reputation. It's like butter.
Spreadsheet. Doc Excel.
That too.
Mhm.
So yeah.
And I had 10 costumes made, each worth 1,000 dinars.
Cool.
Probably a little too much.
Probably could have got a better.
You only have
price.
80,000, so she had 10 costumes made.
That's 10,000.
Yeah.
Well, what are
Okay.
the costumes for?
As I was sitting one day, in came an old woman with pendulous cheeks,
Mm.
thinning eyebrows,
Of course.
popping eyes, broken teeth, and a blotched face.
Damn, she's busted.
Yeah. She was bleary-eyed and with a head that looked as though it had been covered in plaster,
Wow.
gray hair, and
Jesus.
a bent body covered in scabs.
That's awesome.
Her skin was discolored, and she was dribbling mucus.
She was dribbling mucus.
As the poet described, an old woman of evil omen, may God have no mercy on her youth, or pardon her sins the days she comes to die. She could lead 1,000 bolting mules with a spider's web for reins. So domineering is she.
Damn.
On entering, this woman greeted me, and after she had kissed the ground before me, she said, I have a fatherless daughter, and tonight is her wedding, and the ceremony of her unveiling. We are strangers with no acquaintances in this city, and our hearts are broken. Were you to come to the wedding, you would win reward and recompense from God, as the ladies of the city would hear that you were going and would come themselves. You, I don't know why, you would then mend my daughter's broken heart, for her only helper is God. She then wept, kissed my feet, and recited the lines. Your presence there would honor us, and that we would acknowledge, while if you do not come, we have no substitute and no replacement. Moved by pity and compassion, I agreed, saying, I shall do something for her if God wills, and she shall be married in my clothes, with my jewelry and my finery. The old woman was delighted. She bent down to kiss my feet and said, May God reward you and mend your heart as you have mended mine.
Is that the second time that she's kissed his feet?
Yeah.
Wait,
It's a girl.
So the old lady is coming up. She's getting
kissed her feet.
married, or her daughter's getting... What was the thing with the...
The old lady who's busted, her daughter's getting married.
Her daughter's getting
Nice.
married, right? Yeah.
But she has no husband. Or the
So-
old lady has no
You
husband.
think the costumes are for her daughter, or is this...
The costumes were the narrator has.
Right.
And the narrator is a woman who is married to a man who died.
Got it.
So she's like a widow
Yeah.
person.
And so
But she has all that
dresses
money.
and
She has 60,000 dinars left after
Right.
spending 10,000 or 70,000 left after spending 10,000 on all her.
We'll keep an eye on her dinars.
Yeah.
We have a dinar.
But she's
counter.
saying she can wear all her jewelry and finery. So
That's nice of her for her
Yeah.
daughter.
may God reward you and mend your heart as you have mended mine. But do not trouble yourself to do this service now. If you are ready in the evening, I will come and fetch you. She then kissed my hand and left. I was ready when she came back, and she said, My lady, the women of town have come. I told them that you were going to be there, and they were delighted, and are waiting for you to arrive. So I drew my veil and got up, taking my maids with me, and I went on until we came to a lane that had been swept and sprinkled with water. And there a cool breeze was blowing. There we arrived at an arched gate with a strongly built marble dome, leading to the door of a palace that soared from the ground to touch the clouds. Over the gate these lines were inscribed. I am a house built for pleasure and consecrated for all time to joy and relaxation. In my center is a fountain with gushing waters that clear away all sorrows. Flowers border it, anemones and the rose, myrtle, narcissus, blooms, and chamomile. When we got to the door, the old woman knocked, and when it was opened, we went in to find a hall spread with carpets in which lighted lamps were hanging and candles were ranged with gems and precious stones. We walked through the hall until we came to a room of unparalleled splendor, spread with silken rugs and lit by hanging lamps and 2 rows of candles. In the center of it was a couch of juniper wood, studded with pearls and gems and covered with a buttoned canopy of satin. Before we knew what was happening, out came a girl.
There we go.
I looked at her, commander of the faithful, and saw that she was more perfect than the moon at its full, with a forehead brighter than daybreak, as the poet has said. In the palaces of the Caesars, she is a maiden. From among the bashful ones of the Chosroes' courts, on her cheeks are rosy tokens.
Rosy tokens.
How beautiful are those red cheeks, a slender girl with a languid, sleepy glance. She encompasses all beauty's graces. The lock of hair that hangs above her forehead is the night of care set over joyful dawn.
Of course, your mom is so fucking ugly, and she's so hot.
She emerged from beneath the canopy and greeted me as her dear and revered sister, giving me 1,000 welcomes and reciting, "Were the house to know who comes to visit it, it would kiss in joyfulness the place where you have trod, and call out with its silent voice, 'Welcome to the generous and noble one.'"
Okay, so I think some ill
I just
will
keep
is gonna
talking
fall
about
from
what
this.
the house is gonna say. If my house could talk right now,
God.
if my house could talk, it would be like, "I'm glad this guy's
I'm
visiting.
glad you guys are in town, staying on the
I'm
couch.
glad everybody's visiting." She then sat down and said, "Sister, I have a brother who has seen you at a number of weddings and festivals. He is a young man more handsome than I am, and he is deeply in love with you because of the richness of beauty and grace that you possess. He has heard that you are the mistress of your people, and as he is the master of his, because he is wished to attach himself to you. He played this trick in order that I should meet you. He wants to marry you in accordance with the ordinance of God and of his apostle, and there is no disgrace in what is lawful."
So she's saying
what
that to the narrator, I'm pretty sure.
Sister,
So
I have a brother.
Yeah, so she's like, I've got a homie who wants to meet you, actually.
Right.
I know you're here to
Right.
marry me with your nice
Right,
clothes
with the
and jewelry
refinery,
and shit.
but
But actually, this is
I have a
trick.
hot brother.
I have a hot brother.
Okay.
I think that's what she's saying.
And
She
there's
might
no
also get
disgrace.
married.
And there's no disgrace.
And there's no disgrace, of course.
When I heard what she had to say, and saw that I was now inside the house, I told her that I would agree. She was delighted, and after clapping her hands, she opened a door from which emerged a young man in the bloom of his youth.
He's right there.
Yeah.
Shit.
Immaculately dressed, well built, handsome, graceful,
Graceful.
splendid, and perfect. With engaging manners.
What's his dream date? We'll find out.
His eyebrows were like an archer's bow,
Right.
and his
Eyebrows
eyes,
on the moon.
his eyes could steal hearts with licit magic. As the poet's description has it, his face is like a crescent moon, where marks of good fortune are like pearls. How excellent are the lines! Blessed is his beauty, and blessed is our God. How great is he who formed and shaped this man. Alone he has acquired all loveliness, and in his beauty all mankind strays lost. Upon his cheek beauty has written these words: I testify there is no handsome man but he.
There's
the
no
only
handsome man
guy.
but he.
But he.
He's that
That's what's on his cheek.
It's written on his cheek.
Upon his cheek. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna
Yeah,
go after
like
the-
Jared Leto. Like Joker.
I am the only hot guy.
Yeah, that's it. Like, yeah, is that what Post Malone's tattoos say?
Yes. When I looked at him, my heart turned to him and I fell in love.
Yes.
He
There
sat
you go.
beside me and I talked to him for an hour, after which the girl clapped her hands for a second time. The door of a side room opened, and from it emerged a Qadi with 4 witnesses, who greeted us and sat down.
What's the word Qadi?
what's
Qadi.
Nice.
I'm gonna guess this is like
He's an
someone-
official.
Yeah, this is a marriage official.
He's a high official. I
You know
would
that
say.
because there's 4 witnesses. So you know that fucking if you see 4 witnesses pull up, you're like something's about to go down.
You're like, I don't know what a Qadi is, but I'm pretty sure he's in charge.
I think
of
he's
what-
gonna get
of what
them
really
married.
happens.
I think
yeah,
he's
yeah.
gonna marry them.
He tells the government who's married.
I like referring to any group of people as witnesses.
In front of all these witnesses?
Witnesses.
Oh, you're gonna do it to me in front of all these witnesses?
I played a show last week at Hole in the Wall.
30,
There's about
50
30
witnesses.
witnesses there. 30. I'd say about 20, 30 witnesses.
How many
in the
witnesses?
crowd.
Oh, like
How'd the show go? How
35.
many witnesses?
No
were there?
witnesses. I did a show last week. No witnesses.
The marriage contract between me and the young man was drawn up, after which the others withdrew.
I'm glad that she's vibing with this.
This
I
is
was
really
working.
quick.
I can't imagine what the vibe would be like if she was like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna be a widow for a
No,
while.
this-
I don't really want to get married to this hot young
the
guy
the old
who is
lady's gonna
immaculately
come back.
dressed."
The old lady's gonna come back with some curse. The old lady's gonna be involved.
Damn.
And may this be a blessed night, said my bridegroom, turning to me. But my lady, he
He's
added,
a young man.
I impose one condition on you.
No,
What is that? I
we
asked.
want prenup.
Prenup.
We want prenup.
He added, I impose on you. What is that? He got up and
Taylor
fetched...
Swift is doing. Travis Kelce did this to Taylor
Travis
Swift.
Kelce. Travis Kelce got up and fetched a copy of the Quran. And Travis Kelce said, "Swear that you will not look at any other man but me or incline to him." I
Did
swore.
you just incline to that guy? Were you inclining
I
to
swore.
that guy the other night?
I swore to that, to his great joy. He embraced me, and my whole heart was filled with love for him. Servants then set out a table, and we ate and drank our fill. Night fell, and he took me to bed,
Shout out to the servants.
where we continued to kiss
What do you mean?
And
Kissed.
embrace.
They kissed and embraced.
until morning.
You guys didn't sleep in separate beds?
And then we slept in separate beds. We continued in this state for a month. Damn. Living in happiness and joy.
Yeah, we fucked for a month.
But, no, not but. And at the end of that time, I asked my husband's leave to go to market and buy some material.
Bro,
After he had given me permission,
don't do that.
I put on an outdoor mantle and taking with me the old woman and a
Well, how
servant
about you
girl.
put on the cob? How about you put on a full...
Oh, she put on the outdoor mantle. And she
It sounds like we need a heavier duty veil.
I think she's wearing a pretty heavy duty. That's probably the outdoor mantle. Now that you
Yeah.
mention it, is probably
Yeah.
full hid like burqa.
Yeah, full burk.
And taking with me the old woman and a servant girl, I went down to the market. There, I sat in the shop of a young merchant who was known to the old woman. She told me that he was a youth whose father had died, leaving him a huge amount of money.
Nice.
Okay, this hot second guy shows up. Well, he's not hot yet. He's just a young merchant.
Well, I was reading a Chinese book, and if you can use this in everyday situations or whatever.
Yeah.
If you're ever married and your parents didn't make the match, she's a concubine. And you can divorce her whenever you want.
That's awesome. That's really good. Very useful knowledge. That's going to be very useful in a couple of years. She told me that he was a youth. He has a great stock of goods, she added. You will find whatever you want, and no trader in the market has finer fabrics. Then she told
Don't fall
the
for his
man
fabrics.
to produce for me the most expensive stuff that he had, and he replied, "To hear is to obey."
Whoa.
The old woman then began to sing his praises, but I told her, "There's no necessity for this. All we want is to get what we need and go back home." The man brought out what we were looking for, and he produced the money for him, and he refused to take anything and said, "This is a guest gift for you today from me." I said to the old woman, "If he refuses to accept the money, then give him back the stuff."
Whoa.
"By God," he said, "I shall not accept anything from you, and all this is a gift from me in exchange for a single kiss."
Bro!
Which is of more
My wife better not
value
be
to
doing
me.
shit like that. My wife better not be fucking...
Which is more value to me than everything
Trading-
that is in my shop.
trading
I'm at
stuff.
Central Market. I'm going to Central Market. The cashier wants
Yeah.
a kiss for the oat milk I'm
Yeah.
getting.
Your girlfriend comes back from the store. This was all free. It
Really?
was all free.
It was all free?
I just had to kiss him. Just one kiss. Oh, sure, yeah.
What
One
good will a
man.
kiss do to you? Do you? Asked the old woman. But then she told me, "You heard what he said, daughter. What harm will a kiss do you? And you can then take what you want." "Don't you
No.
know that
If you
I
give
have
a mouse a
sworn an
cookie-
oath?" I asked.
You give a mouse a cookie.
But then she went on, "Stay silent and let him kiss you. You will have nothing wrong. You have done nothing wrong, and you can take back this money."
No.
She continued to inveigle me.
Inveigle.
You know this or
Intrigue?
I would know if it's intrigue.
No. Well, I mean,
Definitely.
is it like is that a synonym?
INVEIGLE.
Whoa.
Inveigle.
Is that a
Inveigle.
synonym?
Yeah, look it
Intrigue?
up.
What is
You can look
that?
it up.
Yeah, I got it.
Inveigle.
I think it's just like
She continued to inveigle me, but I feel like it's even more trappy.
employ or not employ.
Well, I say that because she says
inveigle.
she continued to inveigle me until I fell into the trap and
Right,
agreed.
exactly.
So inveigle.
Cajole.
What's
Yeah,
that?
it's like, is it
It's
cajole?
Yeah.
I wanted to say
Oh,
cajole.
it's
I've been saying cajole a lot.
Cajole.
No one knows what I mean.
I feel like you
Beguile.
have been saying that.
I was saying that they need to do an like a political cartoon in the New Yorker or whatever, and it's got Zelensky, and it's got Keir Starmer, and it's got Trump or whatever, and then they have all these diamonds, right?
yeah.
And then it says cajoled blitz,
Oh,
like bejeweled blitz, but
that's a
they're
good use of
cajoling him into
cajole.
blitzing the Russian.
I gotta work on my inveigle New York Times submission.
Inveigled.
She continued to inveigle me until I fell into the trap and agreed. I then
Oh wait, yeah.
covered
How do we
my
pronounce
eyes.
it? Can we get? Yeah,
Oh, I
that
think
might
it's
help
inveigle.
us.
I would think it's inveigle, but I don't know.
You think it hard E? I think inveigle.
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 Yeah, no offense, guys.
It's an EI. Anytime you're right. No offense. No offense.
I'm sorry.
Sorry. My
I didn't
bad.
mean to. I was just guessing.
I then covered
That
my
was off the
eyes
dome.
and hid myself from the passers-by with the edge of my veil. He then put his mouth on my cheek
Whoa.
beneath
No.
my veil.
No,
And
bro.
after kissing me, He bit me hard,
What?
piercing the skin of my cheek
Oh, this guy
so that I
sucks.
fainted.
Oh, this guy sucks.
What the f- He bit her
Bro,
cheek?
What? And then she
Yeah.
passed out?
I'd pass out if a guy bit my cheek, yeah.
The old woman held me to her breast, and when I recovered my senses, I found the shop closed, with her grieving over me and saying, "God has averted what could have been worse." Then she said to me, "Come back to the house with me and pull yourself together, lest you should be shamed.
Is it a vampire?
When you go home, go to bed, pretend to be sick, and cover yourself up. I will fetch you something with which to treat this bite, and it will soon be better."
Yeah.
After a while,
This
I
is
got
like in
up.
Full House when they get a hickey or whatever. When
Oh, yeah, when
you
you
gotta
get a
hide
hickey.
your hickey.
Your older sister has to hide the hickey.
They gotta hide
with
their
the-
hickey. So
After
they're wearing
a
a
while-
scarf. You're just like wearing a scarf.
Yeah.
And like weird stuff like that.
After a while, I got up, full of care and extremely fearful, and I walked very slowly home, where I acted as though I was sick. At nightfall, in came my husband. He asked, "My lady, what happened to you while you were out?" I'm not well," I said. I have a headache." He looked at me, lit a candle, and came up to me. "What is this wound on your tender cheek?" he asked. "After receiving your permission to go out today to buy materials,
Just say you fell.
I left the house, but was pushed by a camel carrying firewood. My veil was torn, and as you can see, I got this wound on my cheek, because the streets are narrow here. Tomorrow I will go to the governor," he said, "and tell him to hang everyone who sells firewood in this city."
No. Don't do that.
I implored him not
Oh,
to
I
burden
made that up.
himself with the guilt
Sorry, I made
of
that up.
wronging someone, adding, I was riding on a donkey which threw me and I fell on the ground where I struck a piece of wood which grazed my cheek and wounded me.
That's a better one.
So I was lying the first time. I actually fell off a donkey. And he said, "Tomorrow I shall go to Jafar," from Aladdin.
From Aladdin.
Jafar's in it, and he's
Yes.
exactly the same.
He's pretty much exactly the same. He's very sneaky.
He's always doing sneaky stuff.
He's like Yago, he's very sneaky from
He
Adele.
doesn't have a Yago yet.
"Tomorrow I shall go to Jafar, the Barmecide, and tell him what happened to you,
He's a barber.
so that he may put every donkey driver in this city to death." "Are you going to kill everyone because of me?"
Yes.
I asked.
Bro.
"What happened was a
Romance.
matter of fate and destiny. It must be done," he said. And he kept on insisting on this until, when he got up, I turned around and spoke sharply to him. At that, Commander of the Faithful, he realized what had happened to me. "You have been false to your oath," he said, letting out a great cry. The door opened and 7 black slaves came in. On his orders, they dragged me from
slaves?
Wait.
What kind of slaves?
the door opened and 7 black slaves came
Black
in.
slaves, okay.
On his orders, they dragged me from my bed and threw me down in the middle of the room.
No.
He told one of them to hold my shoulders and sit on my head.
What?
Mm-hmm.
He told one of them to hold my shoulders and sit on my face. To hold on my shoulders and sit on my head, while another was to sit on my knees and hold my feet.
Right.
Yeah.
A third came with a sword in his
She's
hand,
strong.
and my husband ordered him to strike me with the sword and cut me in two, kind of like a magician.
That's cool.
And then said, "Let each of you take a piece and throw it into the Tigris as food for the fish.
Yeah.
This is the reward of those who betray their oaths and are
True.
false to their love."
True.
He grew even more angry and recited these verses. "If I must have a partner in love, even though passion slay me, I shall drive love from my soul. I say to my soul, die nobly,
Yeah.
for there is no good in a love that is opposed."
Right.
That is opposed by what? What?
The guy.
The guy,
Oh, okay.
Her cheating.
you opposed me.
Oh, okay.
You
Yeah.
didn't say
cheating?
You didn't die like a hero.
No, so true.
You lived
She's-
long enough to
Yeah.
cheat on me.
Live long
But
enough
she was
to
inveigled. She was inveigled into
Yes, you
cheating.
become the
You
villain.
become the villain. You live long enough to cheat.
And then he told the slaves, "Strike Sod." When the slave was sure that his master meant what he said, he sat over me and said, "Lady, recite the confession of faith, and if there's anything that you want done, tell me, for this is the end of your life."
He sounds cool. He sounds so cool. Could that guy have his own show? That guy should have his own
For this
show.
will be the end
Wait.
of your life.
He's
Wait.
the Boba Fett.
"Wait, a little good slave,"
That
I
guy's the
said,
Boba Fett.
Wait,
"so
hold
that
on,
I can
let's-
give you my last instructions. Wait, a little good slave, I said.
Yeah, the name of the show is Little Good Slave.
Little good slave. Then I raised my head and
Boba
saw
Fett's
the
ship
state.
is Slave 1. They don't want you to know that anymore.
Yeah,
They didn't
don't
mention
want
that
you
on the Boba Fett show, that his ship is called Slave 1.
Then I raised my head and saw the state that I was in, and
'Cause
how
of
I
woke.
had fallen from greatness to degradation. My tears flowed, and I wept bitterly, but my husband recited angrily, "Say to one who has tired of union and turned from me, being pleased to take another partner in love, I had enough of you before you had enough of me,
True,
but what
yeah.
has passed between us is enough for me."
I'm
Pretty
saying,
good.
I'm saying a crazy rhyme before I kill my
Yeah, 1
My
month
wife.
after you guys start
my
seeing
wife
each other.
for having a
my
holding
1 month
another
wife.
holding a man's hand, holding another man's hand,
Taking
touching another man's hand
Taking a kiss from the HEB cashier.
with Down syndrome.
When I heard that, Commander of the Faithful, I wept, and looking at him, I recited, "You have abandoned me in my love, and have sat back. You have left my swollen eyelids sleepless, and have slept. You made a pact between my eyes.
I love the eyelids.
You made a pact
Sleeplessness.
between my eyes and sleeplessness.
You made a pact between my eyes and sleeplessness. My heart does not forget you, nor are my tears concealed. You promised to be faithful in your love. You played the traitor when you have won my heart.
Mm.
I loved you as a child who did not know of love." That was like a month ago. "So do not kill me now that I am learning."
He was young though. He's a young guy.
He's a young guy.
Remember,
Well, this is
she's
her
already,
reciting
this is her second
This is
marriage.
her
Oh,
reciting
damn.
this, though.
Right. Okay.
He's like,
She's saying, "I loved you
16.
as a child who did not know of love. So do not kill me now that I am learning it. I ask you in Allah's name that if I die,
I'm going.
you write upon my tomb, here lies a slave of love. It may be that a sad one who knows love's pangs.
Here lies a slave of love
pass.
is good for a grave.
Here lies a slave of love."
I read that on my grave.
That's a good album name.
Love slave.
It may be that a sad one who knows love's pangs will pass this lover's heart of mine and feel compassion. On finishing these lines, I shed more tears, but when my husband heard them and saw my tears, he became even angrier and recited, "I left the darling of my heart not having tired of her, but for a sin that she was guilty of. She wanted a partner to share in our love, but my heart's faith reject a plural God."
whoa.
Smart.
A
Polly.
plural.
Always smart.
Yeah.
Polly. I will not be Polly with you.
Yeah, we're monogamous. I'm monotheistic. Of course I'm monogamous. I'm monotheistic.
Of course, my heart's faith rejects a plural God. I will not. When he had
I'm
finished
not
his lines-
polyamorous. I'm not polytheistic.
When he finished his lines, I pleaded with him tearfully, telling myself that if I could get around with him with words, he might spare my life, even if he were to take everything that I had. So I complained to him of my sufferings and recited, "You should tell a story, girl." And I recited, "Treat me with justice and do not kill me. The sentence of separation is unjust. You loaded me with passion's heavy weight. Although even one shirt is too much for my strength, I am not surprised that my life should be lost. My wonder is how, after your loss, my body can be recognized." I finished the lines weeping, but he looked at me and rebuffed and reviled me, reciting, "You left me for another!" and made clear.
I hope she does get cut up and then gets put
She might,
together.
she might.
That's my big hope.
"You were forsaking me, and this is not how we
Cut
work.
her up.
I shall abandon you as you abandoned me, enduring without you as you endure my loss. I cease to occupy myself with you, for you have occupied yourself with someone else. The severance of our love is set at your door, not
Severance.
at mine. Not at mine."
Any.
Apple TV.
Apple TV severance mentioned.
$5.99 subscription with ads.
Kier.
On finishing these lines, he shouted at the slave, "Cut her in half.
Cute.
Let us be rid of her, for there's no good to be got from her." While we were sparring with each other in this exchange of verses, I had become certain I would die, despairing of life and commending my affair to Almighty Allah. Suddenly, in came the old woman, who threw herself at my
Yeah.
husband's feet,
That lady sucks.
kissed them, and said tearfully, "My son, I have brought you up and served you."
And it's the ugly lady from the beginning.
Yes, it's the
the
ugly
ugly
lady.
lady.
The ugly
I kind of
lady.
forgot
Who
that the
tricked
lady
her.
who inveigled.
She
was also...
inveigled her.
I forgot that the inveigler was the...
Her daughter's not involved. Her daughter was hot,
No, yeah.
but she's just not... She didn't
But it's her
get married.
son.
Yeah. Yeah.
She married her son.
My
She married her
son,
son.
because that was her brother.
Damn.
My son, I have brought you up and served you. I conjure you by this to spare this girl, for she has not committed a crime that deserves death. You are very young, and I'm afraid lest she involve you in sin. As the saying goes, every killer is killed.
Yeah, just cut off her arm.
What is this slut?
What?
Cast her off from you, from your mind and from your heart.
You're inveigled!
Fucking slut.
You're inveigled!
I forgot that they said slut back then.
Slut in Arabian Nights? I did
They
not
say
know that.
bitch, they say slut, they say they got black slaves. Then she wept and she kept on pressing him until he agreed and said, I shall spare her life, but I must mark her in a way that will stay with her for the rest of her life. On his orders.
I was like, is that guy at the beginning a vampire? I didn't say it out loud, but I was like, sort of a vampire.
I was kind of doing like I sound like Stephen Hawking. On his orders, the slaves would
Yeah,
drag
no,
me
yeah,
off, then
yeah.
drag me off, strip me of my clothes, and stretch me out. They sat
Sure.
on me while he fetched a rod from the quince tree and sat about beating me. He went on striking my back and side so severely that I lost consciousness. She keeps fainting when she gets like
Yeah.
fucked up,
She's sensitive.
giving up hope of life.
Sensitive.
He then told the slaves.
They don't have water. I don't think they drink water that much. I think they're basically drinking wines and
Yeah.
stuff.
He then told the slaves that
Just
when
wake
night
up, drink a
fell,
little bit of wine.
yeah, they're always a little fucked up. That when night fell, they should take the old woman with them as a guide, carry me off, and throw me into my old house. They did as they were told, and after throwing me into my house, they went off. It was not until daybreak that I recovered from my faint, and
How many
I
dinars
then
is she sitting
tried
at
to
now?
soothe
I need
my
to know what her
wounds.
dinar level is
I
at the
think he
moment.
took all her dinars.
I bet, yeah. But I'd like to see a little gauge.
Little counter that
Yeah.
reads 3,000 dinars.
Yeah.
Treating my body with salves and medicines. As you can see, my
Yeah.
ribs continued to look as though they had been struck with clubs.
Right, the caliph was like, "Why have you been beat so? You have crazy beat markings on you."
I know she's explaining. Okay, often they introduce a character and it'll be like a guy with an eye patch shows up.
Yeah, there was
And
three
then
guys
he
with eye
tells-
patches that
yes.
each told a story.
And they each tell a story that explains how they got the eye patch.
Mm.
So when you when a character's introduced
Yeah.
and there's a pretty fucked up thing about them, they'll
Yeah.
usually talk about it.
Yeah, that's gonna.
And you'll remember that that's what their thing was after they tell their story.
for a while. Yeah,
You'll be
you're
like, oh shit, I
right.
guess she was all beat up earlier.
Yeah, that dude didn't have a leg.
And for 4 months, I remained weak and bedridden, tending to my own wounds until I recovered and was cured. I then went to the house that had been the scene of my downfall, only to find it ruined and reduced to a pile of rubble, with the lane in which it stood totally demolished. I could find no news of what had happened, so I came to my half-sister, with whom I found these two black bitches. After greeting her, I told her everything that had happened to me. My sister, she said, who is unscathed by the misfortunes of time. Praise be to Allah, who has brought a safe ending to this affair. And she started to recite, "This is how time acts, so show endurance, whether you be stripped of wealth or parted from your love." She then
Where are they
told
going?
me she then told me her own story of what had happened with
Like, where are
her
they
sisters and how they had ended up. I stayed
Wait, the
there
old
with
lady's
her.
telling a story now.
No, I think this is her half sister.
Wait, who's the half? Wait, there's a half.
Yeah, she went to her half sister earlier.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
she said, I found no news of what had happened. She goes to her old house or whatever.
Right.
The
There's
scene
rubble.
of downfall. There's rubble. The lane was demolished, and then she's comes to her half sister with whom I found these two black bitches.
Right. Okay.
So
right,
the one
right,
who was
right.
massaging her feet, I think.
But that's the lady who was married at the beginning. Is that her half sister?
She then told me her own story
Right.
of what had happened to her with her sisters and how they had ended up.
Oh, as the dogs.
I stayed there with her and the girl, and we already heard that story.
Yeah, yeah.
And the word marriage never crossed our lips.
Smart.
We were then joined by this girl who acts as our housekeeper, going out each day to buy what we need for the next 24 hours. Kind of like a Cougar Town vibe, or like a... Things went
Hot
on
in
like
Cleveland,
this.
yeah.
Kind of just hot older lady. Don't talk about their marriages. Things went on like this until late last night. Our sister had gone out as usual to buy our food when she returned with the porter, and the 3 dervishes arrived shortly after.
Oh yeah, that's all happened. I've heard that before.
We've gone through the porter.
The 3 dervishes, they all don't have eyes.
Yeah, and they're like monks, basically. They're kind of dervishes are kind of
They
like
had some crazy
they're
stories.
kind of like Muslim Turkish monks, I think.
I think they're sort of mendicants.
We talked with them, brought them in, and treated them well. After only a little of the night had passed, we were joined by 3 respectable merchants from Mosul.
Yeah.
They told us their story, and we walked with them. But we had imposed a condition on all our visitors, which they broke.
But like the prince and Jafar were also there in disguise.
Yeah,
if
we
I
paid
remember
them
correctly.
back. We paid them back for this breach, and asked all for their stories, which they recited. We then forgave them, and they left. Today, before we knew what happened, we were brought before you. This is our story. The Caliph was filled with amazement at this, and had the account written down and placed in his archives.
That's what we're doing now. Yeah.
Pretty much is we're reading
We're
the
placing
Caliph's
things in the archives.
This is the Caliph's archives,
Yeah.
Loki.
We're working on placing things in the archives.
That's night 18. That's the end of night 18.
Back in
Night 19.
19.
Morning now dawned,
Mickey
and
19.
Shahrazad broke off from what she had been allowed to say. Then, it was the 19th night. She continued. I have heard, O auspicious king, that the Caliph ordered their story to be written down in the records and placed in the royal archives.
Right.
He then asked the first girl, have you any news of the Jinn lady who bewitched your sisters? Commander of the Faithful, she replied. She gave me a lock of her hair and told me that when I wanted her, I should burn a single hair and she would come quickly, even if she were on the far side of Mount Gaf.
Coco?
Gaf.
G.
QAF.
Oh, QAF.
Gaf.
Oh,
Khuf.
oh.
The Caliph asked her to produce the lock of hair, which she did, and then he took a single strand and burned it. When the smell of the burning spread, the palace was rocked by a tremor. There was a sound like a peal of thunder, and there stood the lady. As she was a Muslim, she greeted the Caliph, who replied, "Peace be on you, and the mercy and blessings of Allah."
Are all genies Muslim?
Yeah, I think so, and I think this jinn is Muslim, for sure. Jinns are Muslim as an idea, right? Like they gotta be pretty. No one else is on that.
But they mentioned it like,
Besides
and
Jack.
this one is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We'll see. Maybe the other one was evil.
As she was a Muslim.
Some of them are evil.
No, she went on, that this girl sowed the seed of gratitude for a good deed that she did me, for which I could not repay her. When she saved me from death and killed my enemy, I then saw what her sisters had done to her. At first I wanted to kill them, but I was afraid that this might distress her. So then I thought that I should take revenge by turning them by magic into dogs.
Yeah.
If you now want them to be set free, Commander of the Faithful, I shall release them as a favor to you and to her, for I am a Muslim. Do so, he said, and after that I shall begin to investigate the affair of the girl who was beaten. If it turns out she was telling the truth, we shall avenge her on whoever wronged her.
Right.
Commander of the Faithful, said the lady, I shall release the 2, and then tell you who it was who wronged this girl and seized her wealth. Someone who is your closest relation. She then took a bowl of water, cast a spell over it, and recited some unintelligible words. She sprinkled water on the faces of the 2 bitches and said, return to your former shapes as humans, which they did.
Nice.
Commander of the Faithful, she then said, the young man who beat the girl is your own son, Al-Amin, the brother of Al-Mamum. He had heard of... Well, now we know about young Al-Amin and Al-Mamum.
Right.
Cool way to introduce the brother.
That was the snake, the dragon she fought?
The young man who beat the girl is your own son. Yeah, I think so.
Okay. It was a dragon.
He had heard of her great beauty and set a trap for her, but he married her legally, and was within his rights to beat her, as he had imposed a condition on her, got her to swear a solemn oath that she would do nothing to break it.
This is the good lady.
No, this is the lady who got the kiss.
Yeah.
Break it she did, however, and he was going to kill her. But for fear of God, of Allah, he beat her instead, and sent her back to her own house. This is the story of the second girl, but Allah knows better. When the Caliph heard what she had to say and learned how the girl had come to be beaten, he was filled with astonishment and said, "Glory be to Allah, the Exalted and the Omnipotent, who has granted me the favor of learning the girl's history and rescued these two others from sorcery and torture.
Nice.
By God, I shall do nothing that will be recorded after me." Then he and his son Al-Amin brought before him, and he questioned him about the second girl, questions to which Al-Amin returned a truthful answer. He then brought in qadis and notaries as well as the three dervishes, together with the first girl and her two sisters who had been bewitched. He married three of them to the three dervishes.
Oh, okay. So they're bringing everything together. They're bringing everything together.
They're wrapping everything. Yeah.
They're like, you know those three weird guys? They married the three weird girls.
Yeah.
From the other stories.
He married the three of them to the three dervishes who had told him that they were kings and whom he now appointed as chamberlains at his court, giving them all they needed and assigning them allowances as well as lodgings in the palace of Baghdad. He returned the girl who had been beaten to his son, Al-Amin, renewing their marriage contract, giving her a great store of wealth, and ordering that their house should be rebuilt with the greatest splendor. So he beat this girl because she got that kiss, but now they're back together. He himself married the housekeeper and slept with her that night, and in the morning he gave her a chamber of her own among his concubines,
Nice.
together with slave girls to serve her and regular allowances. It's kind of like the housemaid.
Come up. Sort of a come up.
Sort of a come-up story, yeah. The people were astonished at his magnanimity, generosity, and wisdom. His orders were that all these stories should be written down. Yep, that's the archives.
Yeah.
Pretty cool guy. He's turning out to be in his own archives.
Yeah.
If I'm going to make archives, there's a whole section about me.
About me.
And building the archives.
The most important part of the archives.
This is the section.
The deepest, most secure part of the archive.
70% of the whole archive, probably.
It's about the collection
in
archive.
terms of actual material. Dunyazad said to her sister, "Shahrazad, by God, no one has heard so fine and pleasant a story, but tell me another to pass what remains of this wakeful night." "Willingly," Shahrazad replied. "If the king gives me leave." "Tell your story at once," he said, and she began.
That was Scheherazade?
This is to her Dunyazad to her sister.
Alright,
Shahrazad
Dunyazad's there, her sister.
By Allah, yeah. It is said, King of the age and Lord of our times, that one night the Caliph Harun al-Rashid summoned a vizier, Jafar, and said, "I want to go down into the city to ask the common people about the governors who have charged of them,
Prince Ali Ababua.
so as to dispose any of whom they complain and promote those to whom they are grateful." "To hear it is to obey," replied Jafar. So the Caliph, Jafar, and Masroor left the palace and made their way through the city, walking in the markets and streets until they passed a lane. There they saw a very old man carrying on his head a fishing net and a basket, and holding a stick. He was walking slowly, and he was reciting, "They said to me, among mankind, you with your wisdom are a moonlit night. I said, do not say this to me, there is no wisdom without power.
Don't say this.
Were they to try to pawn me and my wisdom, together with my books and my inkstand, for one day's worth of food, it would not work, and such a bargain would be thought contemptible. The poor, their state, their life, how dark they are with their troubles. In summer they cannot find food, and in the cold they have to warm themselves over a brazier. Street dogs attack them, and they are the butt of every despicable man. When one of them complains about his lot, there is none to excuse him among all mankind.
Bro, my lot?
Such is the life of the poor man.
My lot?
It will be best for him when he is in his grave."
No.
So the old man carrying a fishing net, a basket, a stick, singing the saddest song ever.
Oh, that was a song.
It's a poem. Well, he's reciting it. It's not really a song.
Hallelujah.
When the Caliph heard what the man was reciting, he said to Jafar, "Look at this man and note his verses, which show that he is in need."
Note my rhymes.
The Caliph then went up to the man and said, Sheikh, what is your craft?" "I am a fisherman," he replied. "I left home at midday, but up till now Allah has not provided me with anything with which I can feed my family. I am tired of life, and I wish I were dead."
No, don't say that, man. Hey man, don't say that.
HEB cashier in the parking lot.
Yeah.
HEB employee. Would you go back with us to the Tigris? Stand on the bank and trust in my luck as you cast your net.
I say tigers.
Tigris.
That's just me though.
It is the Tigris. I said it earlier
Tigris.
too.
I bet it's like Tigris.
Would you go back to the Tigris?
Tigris.
The Tigris.
Tigris. Tigris.
Tigris.
Whatever. Euphrates.
Would
you say
go back with
Euphrates?
us
How do you
to
say
the-
Euphrates?
Euphrates?
Euphrates.
Euphrates. Whatever comes up, I will buy 100 dinars. When we heard this, the old man agreed with delight. He went with the 3 of them back to the river, cast his net, and waited before pulling in the cord and dragging it in. Up it came with a heavy, locked chest. The Caliph looked at the chest, handled it, and noted its weight, after which...
Wait, so he was like, go catch a fish and I'll buy 100...
I'll give you
4?
100 dinars or
Right?
something.
What did he say?
Would you go back and stand on the bank and trust in my luck as you cast your net? Whatever comes up, I will buy for 100 dinars.
That's lit.
So this old man's about to sell this man...
And then he's like, okay, I thought it was a big fish, but it's a chest.
It's a chest.
There's a chest in the net.
And I guess you gotta buy it for 100 dinars.
Well, it's like that's a great deal, no matter what, I think.
Yeah,
way better than a
right.
fish, probably.
Oh, yeah, I mean, 100 dinars is great, sure, but who knows what's in this chest. Heavy locked chest. The Caliph looked at the chest handle and noted its weight, after which he gave the fisherman his 100 dinars, and the man went off. Of course.
Later.
And the Caliph himself...
I'm not even...
What's in the chest? I don't get
I
it.
hadn't even thought about that.
I didn't even think about it.
Oh, right, there would be something inside, right. Oh, interesting, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, he took
I
this
don't know.
found this crappy chest, and he just grabbed it and gave me $100 for it. I didn't look inside.
Yeah.
The Caliph himself then left, accompanied by Masrur, who
It's
was
so
carrying
heavy,
the
though.
chest, and they brought it up to the palace. How
wonder
long
if
do you
it's
think it's
the
going to be before we find out what's in the chest? Do you think it'll be the end of this paragraph, or do you think it'll be like
Nah, it's
3
like
chapters
3 nights,
from now?
yeah. 3 nights, yeah.
Candles were lit, and after the chest had been placed in front of the Caliph, Jafar and Masrur came forward and broke it open. In it they found a basket of palm leaves, sewn up with threads of red wool, and after they had cut this open, they found a carpet. When they'd lifted this out, they discovered a shawl, and wrapped in this was a girl with a silver ingot who had been killed and cut in pieces.
Okay, so we got a carpet,
Whoa.
we got a shawl.
It's like CSI Miami now.
We got,
It's
yeah.
like- it
Yeah, what
suddenly
if
became
Jafar,
like a
yeah.
crime thriller
Yeah.
vibe.
It looks like she will be needing this silver ingot.
Imagine this though, the sight that was so distressed that the Caliph, his tears flowed over his cheeks. He turned to Jafar and said, "Dog of a vizier, are people to be murdered and thrown into the river during my reign, so that I am to be held responsible for them on the day of judgment?
Wow.
By Allah, I must make the murderer pay for this girl's death, and I shall put him to the most cruel of deaths."
Yeah.
He then told Jafar in his
This
furious
is a
rage,
great leader. What a great leader.
"It is as true as is my descent from the Abbasid caliphs that if
Dang.
you do not produce the murderer for my justice, I will hang you at the palace gate together with 40 of your cousins."
Jafar? He said that to Jafar?
Yes.
Wow.
Before leaving his presence, Jafar asked for
So Jafar has reason to act like that. Like, he's under immense
He's
pressure.
a lot of pressure from the
Yeah.
Caliph, yeah, for sure. Jafar asked for a 3-day delay, which the Caliph granted. He then went down sadly into the city, saying to himself, "How can I find out who killed this girl and bring him to the Caliph?
Dang.
If I bring the wrong person, I shall be held responsible for him. I don't know what to do." For 3 days he sat at home, and on the 4th the Caliph sent a chamberlain to fetch him. When he came to the Caliph and asked where the murderer was, he said, "Commander of the Faithful, am I the monitor of murder victims that I should know who killed the girl?" The Caliph was enraged and gave orders that he should be hanged below the palace. A town crier was ordered to call out in the streets of Baghdad, "Whoever wants to see the hanging of Jafar the Barmecide, the Caliph's vizier,
He's a
and the
simple
hanging of his
Barmecide."
Barmecide cousins at the palace gate, let him come watch."
So are the Barmecides some kind of ethnic minority?
I guess so. I don't know. I have no idea. People
He's
came
got
out.
Barmecide cousins.
I have no.
It sounds
Yeah,
ethnic.
the cousins are Barmecide as well. People came out from all the quarters of the city to see the execution, although they did not know why the Barmecides were being hanged.
Yeah.
The gallows were set up, and the victims were made to stand beneath. The executioners were waiting for the agreed signal from the Caliph, and the crowd was weeping for Jafar and his cousins.
Yeah.
At this point, however,
I love
came
Jafar.
a young man, handsome, well-dressed,
Let me tell you a story.
with a face as bright as the moon,
me
dark
tell you a
eyes,
story.
radiant forehead, red cheeks, and a mole like a disc of amber grease.
Beautiful.
We need to find
Wow.
we need to find the yogurt shop murderer today, or we are hanging 4 men and 40 of his cousins.
They
in
love
Central
yogurt.
Austin.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Labne
Yeah.
shop killer
They
murderer.
love fermented cheese, dairy.
He cleared away
They're dairy heads.
Yeah, they're big dairy. He cleared away for himself through the people and kept on until he stood before Jafar. Lord of the Emirs and shelter of the poor, he said, you are saved from this plight.
He is a
The
big
killer of the
mole.
murdered
Big
girl,
mole.
whom you found in the chest, is I. So hang me in retaliation for her death and take revenge for her on me.
Nice.
My prediction, he's going to tell the story and she cheated on him or something, and then they're going to be like, you're okay.
It's okay, yeah.
You should have killed her.
Actually, you're the king. now.
Actually, you're the king.
Well, that's crazy. We were gonna execute you, but you're actually in charge. now.
Actually, you have your own. We've given you a paramilitary force you can use.
We're gonna get SEAL Team 6. They're gonna come to your house. You're gonna lead them.
Yeah, you're actually kind of one of our main generals now. When Jafar heard this, he was glad that he himself had escaped death, but he felt sorry for the young man.
What about the other homicide?
While they were talking, an old man, stricken in years, made his way through the crowd until he reached the two of them. He greeted them and said, "My lord, great vizier, don't believe what this young man says. No one killed the girl, but I."
So they're doing
They're doing I'm Spartacus.
I'm Spartacus.
So avenge her death on me. If you do not, I will demand justice from you in the presence of Almighty Allah. Vizier, said the youth, this is the maundering of an old man who doesn't know what he's saying.
Wow.
It was I, and I alone, who killed her, so make me pay for her
It's
death.
just maundering.
My son, said the old man, you are young, and this world is still attractive to you. While I am old and have had my fill of it, I shall give my life to ransom you, and I shall ransom the vizier and his cousins. For I killed the girl, and I conjure you by God to hang me quickly, as there is no life for me now that she is dead.
Yeah.
The vizier
I'm old as shit.
was astonished to see what was happening, and he took the young man and the old one to the Caliph. He kissed the ground and said, Commander of the Faithful, I've brought you the murder of the girl. Which is he? Asked the Caliph. This young man says that he killed her, while the old man here says that there's a lie.
Cut them both in half.
This is like an episode of Judge Judy, or like
Yeah.
any of those like court shows.
Yeah.
What's the one with the new guy?
Judge.
Dr. Phil. No, Judge.
Yeah, there's a couple judge. You said Judge Judy.
No, the main guy. He's like one of the
Steve
kings of
Harvey.
comedy. Judge Harvey.
Judge Steve Harvey.
Judge Steve Harvey. I've seen some of that. It's like
It
this.
sounds cool. Yeah,
It's pretty
he
much
is sort
like-
of like a classical Muslim jurist.
He's sort of, in many ways, yeah, I see him as a
He can
caliph.
kind of, preside over disputes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he does preside over this. Like, daytime TV disputes
Yeah.
are kind of more
Yeah.
even in the same vein.
He's like, okay, what you need is an app on your phone. You both download the app.
The young man says that he killed her, while the old man says that that is a lie and that he himself is the killer. Here are the two of them before you. The caliph looked at them and asked, which of you did kill her? I did, said the young man.
No,
I am the
did.
killer, protested the old man. Take the two of them, said the caliph to Jafar, and hang them both.
Oh, smart.
If only one of them killed her, said Jafar, then to hang the other would be unjust. The young man insisted,
Idiot.
by the truth of the one God, one Allah, who raised up the heavens and spread out the earth, it was I who killed her, and this was how she was killed. He described what the caliph had found, which made him sure that the young man was indeed the murderer.
Shit.
Filled with wonder as to what the two had said, the caliph asked the young man, why was it that you unjustly killed this girl, and what led you to confess to the murder without being beaten? Why did you come yourself just now to tell me to avenge her on you? The young man replied. I think it's going to be like a big story about it. Do you want to?
Yeah, I'll go up a little
I
bit.
think he's going to do.
He replied.
Yeah, it's in all caps. It says the young man replied, which makes me think it's going to be like he has a tale to tell.
Which one is it?
The top, just that was how the last page ended.
Oh, okay. You must know, Commander of the Faithful, that this girl was my cousin and my wife.
Yep, that's
Beautiful,
normal.
beautiful.
That's regular.
While this old man is her father
Oh.
and my uncle.
Oh.
I'm my own grandpa. I married her when she was a virgin, and God gave me 3 sons by her.
Cool.
She used to love me and wait on me, and I saw no fault in her, while
Why did she lose her virginity?
while I, for my part, loved her dearly. At the beginning of this month, she fell seriously ill, but I brought her doctors, and gradually she got better. I wanted to take her to the baths,
baths
Yeah.
to shower.
But she said that before going, there was something that she wanted, for which she had been longing. I said that I would be willing to get it, and asked what it was. I have a longing for an apple, she said,
Okay.
that I can smell, and from which I can take a bite.
Like a sweet apple. Like a caramelized apple.
I have a longing for an apple that I can smell, from which I can take a bite. Yeah, classic.
Classic
sentence.
description
Sentence
of
to
apple.
say. Sentence to, yeah. I went straight away to the city and searched for apples, but I couldn't find a single one to buy, even for a dinar. I went back home in distress and told my wife of my failure. This upset her. She had been weak before, and that night she became much weaker. Yeah, girlfriend uses weaken.
Yeah,
It's actually making her stronger. Being weak is actually going to make her stronger.
for sure.
I spent the night brooding over the problem, and when morning came, I left my house and did the rounds of the orchards, one after the other, without finding any apples in them. Yeah, it's not apple season, man.
Yeah.
It's obviously not apple season.
That's going to be the big problem. But someone's going to offer him an apple. And it's gonna
Then
be
I met an old gardener. And when I asked him, he told me, there are few or no apples to be found except in Basra, in the orchard of the commander of the faithful, where they are in charge of his gardener who keeps them for his master. I went back home, and my love and affection for my wife led me to make myself ready to set out on a journey to Basra. I traveled for 15 days and nights, and there and back, bringing my wife 3 apples, which I had bought from the gardener at Basra for 1 dinar each.
Cool. Okay.
I went in and gave them to her. He already got the apples. I thought he was going to be sort of an adventure getting the apples.
No, I think he just went to the store. It was in another town.
It was in another town.
He had to drive to San
It was
Antonio.
2 weeks. He was
Yeah.
gone for 2 weeks.
But brought back 3.
Yeah, he's got 3 apples.
Pretty good haul.
I went in and gave them to her, but they gave her no pleasure.
Oh. Could she not smell them?
And she put them aside. Her weakness and fever had grown worse, and this went on for 10 days,
Oh, no.
after which she recovered.
Okay.
I then left my house and went to my shop. Oh, he has a shop. Okay. Where I sat buying and selling. At midday, while I was sitting there, a black slave passed by, holding one of those 3 apples in his hand and playing with it.
Interesting.
When I asked him about the apple, pretending that I wanted to get one like it, he laughed and told me that he had gotten it from his mistress.
Whoa. It's his wife, probably.
I had been away, he explained, and when I got back, I found her sick. She had 3 apples with her, and she told me that her cuckold of a husband had gone to Basra for them, and had bought them for 3 dinars. It was one of these that I took.
Dude. He's gonna fuck this slave up. He's gonna get...
When I heard what the slave had to say, commander of the faithful, the world turned black for me.
He saw red.
I got up, closed
Yeah.
my shop, and returned home, out of my mind with anger.
Yep.
Looking at the apples, I could see only 2.
That's why he killed this girl, of course. Well, yeah, they're totally gonna forgive him. Yeah. He only
Where's the 3rd? I asked my wife.
Right.
And when she said, I don't know, I was certain that the slave had told me the truth. So I picked up a knife, and coming from behind her without a word, I knelt on her breast and slit her throat with the knife. Then I cut off her head. And quickly putting her in a basket, covering her with a shawl, I wrapped her in a piece of carpet, sewed the whole thing up, and put it in a chest.
I think this is what that show You is about. I think it's
Oh,
like this.
dang. We were talking about you last night as well.
Damn, I think it's like this.
We were talking about you
I
last
think a guy
night.
talks like this out loud while he does stuff.
That makes sense. Yeah, Penn Badgley?
I guess so. I don't remember.
Is he Penn Badgley?
I've seen the show. I saw it like once.
Put
Never thought about it again.
in a chest, which I locked.
Yeah.
I then loaded it onto my mule and threw it with my own hands into the Tigris. In God's name, Commander of the Faithful, I implore you to hang me quickly, as I am afraid that my wife will demand restitution from me on the day of judgment. For when I had thrown her into the river without anyone knowing what I had done, I went back home and then found my eldest son in tears, although he did not know what I had done to his mother. When I asked him why he was crying, he told me that he had taken one of his mother's apples and had gone into the lane to play with his brothers.
Oh!
He said, "But a tall black slave snatched it from me and asked me where I had got it. I told him that my father had gone to Basra to bring it back for my mother who was sick, and that he had brought 3 apples for 3 dinars. The slave took the apple and paid no attention to me, even though I told him with this a second and a third time, and then he hit me and went off with it.
Whoa.
I was afraid that my mother would beat me because of it, so my brothers and I went off to the city. Evening came, and I was still afraid of what she might do to me. For God's sake, Father, don't say anything to her that may make her ill again."
Oh no, this is a real Arrested Development situation. This is a real miscommunication in the family situation.
Yeah.
Well,
So we got the little boy.
This is
He had the app. Yeah.
So George Michael.
These black guys, man.
George Michael.
They're
stole
like,
the
he was
banana
evil.
Wait,
The black
so
guy is evil, I guess.
George Michael has the banana stand money, and well,
When I heard what the boy had to say, I realized that this slave was the one who had made up a lying story to hurt my wife, and I was certain that I had killed her unjustly. While I was weeping bitterly, this old man, her father, arrived, and when I told him what had happened, he sat down beside me and wept. We went on weeping until midnight, and for 5 days, until now, we have been mourning her and regretting her unjust death. All the blame for this rests on the slave, and it is he who is responsible for her death. I implore you, by your ancestors' honor, to kill me quickly, as there is no life for me now. She is dead, so avenge her death on me." When the Caliph heard the young man's story, he was filled with astonishment and said, "By God, I shall hang no one except this damn slave, and I shall do a deed which will cure the sick and please the glorious king." Night 20.
wow.
Night 20. Quite the
20.
twist.
That was an interesting
Quite the
twist for sure.
Is the old guy going to be like, "Yep, that's what happened"?
So this is the old guy now talking.
I don't know. Yeah, I'll get into it a little
We'll
bit.
figure it out.
Morning now dawned, and Scheherazade broke off from what she had been allowed to say. Then it was the 20th night. She continued, "I have heard, O auspicious king, that the Caliph swore that he would hang no one but the slave, as what the young man had done was excusable." Then he turned to Jafar and said, "Fetch me this damn slave who is responsible for all this, and if you fail, you will take his place." Jafar went away weeping and saying, "Twice I have been threatened with death. This pitcher... Oh, the pitcher does not always escape unbroken." The pitcher. He's the pitcher, I guess.
The pitcher.
Like a pitcher of water. You
Okay,
know,
I see what you're saying.
like a vase.
Yeah.
There is nothing I can do about this but hope that he who saved me on the first occasion may save me on the second. By God, I shall not leave my house for 3 days, and the true God will do what he sees fit. Accordingly, he stayed inside for 3 days, and on the 4th day brought in the Qadis and the notaries, and took a tearful farewell of his children. At that moment, a messenger arrived from the Caliph, saying, "The Commander of the Faithful is furiously angry and has sent for you, saying that before the day is over, you will be hanged." When Jafar heard that, he wept, as did his children, his slaves, and his whole household. Everybody's so sad. Everybody loves Jafar. When he had finished taking leave of the others, he went up to his youngest daughter, whom he loved more than all his other children, to say goodbye to her. He clasped her on his breast. He clasped her to his breast, kissed, and wept at parting from her. In her pocket, he could feel something round, and he asked her what it was. "An apple, father," she told him, "inscribed with the name of our lord the Caliph.
What?
Our slave, Rayhan, brought it 4 days ago, and would not give it to me until I paid him 2 dinars.
So the slave is Jafar's slave?
Rayhan.
Ah.
But also, apples aren't. That's not how apples work. No offense.
What do you mean? Like, there's...
The apple be fucked up by now.
It's been a couple days.
If you've inscribed all his name, I guess if it's ink, I thought they were carving into it or something.
It might be just ink.
Yeah, I guess it's just some ink or something. When Jafar heard about the slave and the apple, he was overjoyed, putting his hand into his daughter's pocket. He brought out the apple and recognized it, exclaiming, "Oh God, whose deliverance is near at hand?"
I guess my first thought was like Jafar's gonna be bummed that it's his slave, but then I was like, they don't care about.
He's like
slaves.
perfect. He's like perfect. Yeah,
That's great.
He then ordered the slave to be brought, and when he had come, Jafar asked him where he had got the apple. "By God, master," he replied, "if lies can save a man once, truth can save him twice. I didn't steal it from your palace, from the imperial palace, or from the commander of the faithful's orchard. 5 days ago, while I was walking out, I went into the lane of the city, where I saw some children playing. One of them had this apple, and I snatched it away from him, and hit him. He cried, and he told me it belonged to his sick mother. She wanted my father to get her an apple, he told me, and my father went to Basra and bought her 3 of them, which he paid 3 dinars for. I stole one of the apples to play with, or one of the 3 to play with. I paid no attention to the child's tears and took the apple and came here."
There's sort of an economy of this apple amongst the children of Basra.
Yeah, you can use it,
Like,
and you can get dinars with it.
it keeps moving around to different places. And
Then my little mistress paid 2 gold dinars for it. That is my story. When Jafar heard this, he was amazed that the mischief involving the death of the girl had been caused by his own slave. He was sorry for his connection with him, but delighted at his own escape, reciting these lines: "When a slave brings disaster on you, use him as a ransom for your life. You can get many other slaves, but you will never find another life."
That's true.
Think about that, guys.
That's true.
Grasping the slave by the hand, he brought him to the Caliph and told him his story from the beginning to the end. The Caliph was so full of astonishment and laughed until he fell over. He ordered that the story should be written down and spread among the people. But Jafar said, "Do not wonder at this tale, for it is not more astonishing than the story of Nur al-Din Ali, the Egyptian, and Shams al-Din Muhammad, his brother."
Of course.
"Tell it to me,"
Yes.
said the Caliph. "Although, what can be more wonderful than the story we've just heard?"
I'm always wondering that with these.
Yeah. "I shall not tell it to you," said Jafar, "unless you promise not to execute my slave."
What, that slave? That slave's so bad.
Yeah, he's kind of
lying.
weird. Yeah, he's not the best. "If it is really more remarkable than what has just happened, I shall grant you his life. But if not, then I shall have him killed."
A lot of pressure.
Jafar began.
Yes.
He's beginning. It's on this page. It says Jafar began.
Jafar began. So at the start of it.
It's like at the very end. Almost.
Scanning for it. Oh. Know then, commander of the faithful, that in the old days there was in Egypt a just and upright sultan who loved the poor and would sit with men of learning.
We're hitting another continent.
He had an
We're hitting the other
intelligent-
continent.
I know.
We're crossing continents.
We're crossing continents to Egypt. He had an intelligent and experienced vizier with a knowledge of affairs and of administration. This vizier was a very old man, and he had 2 sons, fair as moons, unequaled in comeliness
Yeah.
and beauty. The name of the elder was Shams al-Din.
Shams!
The name of the elder was Shams al-Din Muhammad,
It's my man Shams.
while the younger was Nur al-Din.
Rumi's
Ali.
name is Shams, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Shams.
Nur al-Din was more conspicuously graceful and handsome than his brother.
Or his
So
friends,
much
Shams.
so that his fame had spread in other lands, and the people came to Egypt to see his beauty.
Wow.
It then happened that their father died.
He's like RuPaul.
He was mourned by the sultan, who went to the sons, brought them close to him, and gave them robes of honor. "Do not be distressed," he said, "for you will take your father's place." This delighted them, and they kissed the ground in front of him. After a month of mourning for their father, they entered into office as joint viziers, sharing between themselves the powers that had been in their father's hands.
Great album name, Joint Viziers.
With
There's
one
two
of
guys.
them, that is pretty cool.
There's two guys on the cover.
Joint
like
Viziers.
Yu-Gi-Oh. Yeah, they're just like Yu-Gi-Oh.
With one of them accompanying the Sultan whenever he went on his travels. It happened,
We're now in a Yu-Gi-Oh territory.
Yes, we're
No.
goes pyramids.
We're finally in
much
a
like
Yu-Gi-Oh zone.
More Yu-Gi-Oh stuff,
Yu-Gi-Oh stuff could happen.
for sure. It happened that the Sultan was about to leave on a journey in the morning, and it was the turn of the elder brother to go with him. On the night before, the two brothers were talking together, and the elder said to the younger brother, "It is my intention that you and I should marry on the same night."
I hope they mention the pyramids.
"Do what you want," said his brother,
Okay.
"for I agree to your suggestion." When they had made this agreement, the elder said, "If Allah so decrees, we shall marry two girls and consummate the marriage on the day on one
Cute.
and on the same night." Well, we shall marry two girls and consummate the marriage on one and the same night.
Nice. Cute. Romantic.
Cool.
Not gay at all.
Brother stuff.
Not gay at all.
Normal. We're gonna fuck our girlfriends at the same time in different rooms of our one-bedroom apartment.
The night we both get married.
The night we both get married. Then they'll give birth on the same day.
Right.
And,
Easy.
Allah willing, your wife will produce a boy and mine a girl. We've
What do you mean,
we've
bro?
We've always talked about that.
Stop.
We've always talked
Stop,
about how
bro.
you want a boy with your wife and I want a girl with my wife.
And they're gonna kiss?
What if I told you
And they're gonna date?
we shall then marry them to each other?
Aren't we brothers?
And they
Aren't
will
we
be-
brothers?
No, but they will be husband and wife. You have it's not.
I don't know, bro.
What dowry will you ask my stepson for your daughter? Asked Nur al-Din. I shall take from your son, replied Shams al-Din. I like that that's the first question. He lays all this out. He lays out this
What will
whole
the dowry be?
But let's talk numbers.
Yeah.
Before
Before we get married on the same night, let's talk about the dowry.
I shall take you from your sons, replied Shams al-Din, 3,000 dinars, 3 orchards, and 3 estates.
What if he has the goal?
On no other terms will the marriage contract be valid. When he heard this, Nur al-Din said, What is this dowry that you want to impose as a condition on my son? Don't you know that we two are brothers, and that the both of us, by God's grace, are joint viziers, equal in rank? You should give your daughter to my son without asking for any dowry at all.
Right.
And if there must be one, then it should be fixed at something that will merely show people
It's like my date with the president's daughter.
that a payment
but
has been made. You know that the male is
both
better
of the
than
people dating are the
you
president's
know.
daughter.
You know that the male is better than the female.
Right.
My son is a male, and it is through him and not
They're
through
just
your
arguing
daughter
about who
that
will
we
have
shall
the
be
boy.
remembered.
They're arguing
Yeah.
about
Well,
quite
what
the
about
farce. It's like a who's on first.
what about my daughter then? Asked Shams al-Din. It will not be through her that we shall be remembered among the emirs. His
Yeah,
brother told
you
him
idiot.
and added, "You want to deal with me like the man in the story who approached one of his friends to ask for something?
I don't know that story. Could you tell it?
I swear by the name of Allah," said his friend, "that I shall do what you ask, but tomorrow." In reply, the other recited, "If favors are put off until the next day, for those who know, that is rejection."
Whoa.
Shams al-Din said, "I see that..." I'm going to say that a lot.
Favors that are put off till the next day for those who know.
That is rejection.
That is rejection. Text Michael Good that.
If favors are put off until the next day.
Dang, bro.
I see that you are selling me short and making out that your son is better than my daughter. It is clear that you haven't had these kids yet.
Y'all haven't met the women, if
You
I'm
don't
not
even-
mistaken.
they're not married. They're just planning ahead.
Yeah.
They're kind of jumping
This
the
is
gun.
cute. Yeah, that's cute.
It's fun.
Girls like that.
I see that you're selling me short and making out that your son is better than my daughter. It is clear that you lack intelligence and have no manners. You talk about our shared vizierate, which is, I think, when they're both viziers.
They're viziery.
Vizierate,
Right.
A-T-E at the end. But I only let you share out of pity for you, so that you might help me as an assistant. And I might
Y'all
not
should have a
cause you
vizier
disappointment.
off. Y'all need to do the vizier off.
Vizier rap battle.
Both make a big spell at each other.
Now, by Allah, after what you have said, I shall not marry my daughter to your son,
Boom.
even if you were to pay out her weight in gold. Nur al-Din was angry, and when he heard this, he said, I'm no longer willing to marry my son to your daughter, and I'm not prepared to accept him as a husband for her. repeated Shams al-Din, adding,
Bro, y'all
"We're-
need to run the country. Like,
Right.
you're in charge of the whole country right
Bro,
now.
what if they did have a daughter and a son at the exact same time? Like, they have to. prepare
Bro,
for
there's
this now.
cases on the docket at
Like,
the
this could
court.
tear
Like,
it
go,
all up.
like,
This would
work
tear it
on
up.
real shit. Like, stop. Y'all are joint vizier.
Were I not going off on a journey, I would make an example of you. But when I get back, I shall let you see what my honor
Yeah, the joint
requires."
viziers should never be in the same room. Like, they should be off doing vizier stuff.
On hearing what his brother had to say, Nur al-Din was beside himself with anger, but he managed to conceal this.
Yeah.
The two of them spent
This
the
is
night...
a story Jafar would tell because he's a vizier.
Yeah,
And so this
he's
is
a
like a
vizier.
vizier,
This is sort of
a
vizier
vizier's
lore.
vizier story.
Exactly.
A story for viziers.
The two of them spent the night in a separate quarter, and in the morning the Sultan set out on his journey, going by Giza and making for the pyramids.
Really?
Accompanied
Really?
by the vizier Shams al-Din. As for Shams al-Din's brother Nur al-Din, after spending the night in a furious rage, he got up and performed the morning prayer.
Did it say the pyramids, really?
Yes.
What?
Then he went to his strong room, and, taking out a small pair of saddlebags, he filled them with gold. Remembering his brother's contemptuous remarks, he started to recite these lines. "Go, and you will replace the one you leave behind. Work hard, for in this lies life's pleasure. The stay-at-home is humble, arriving at no goal, except distress. So leave your land and go. I see that water left to stand goes bad. If it flows, it is sweet, but if not, it is not. Were the moon not to wane, the watcher would not always follow it.
Right.
Lions that do not leave their lair will find no prey.
Shit.
Arrows not shot from bows can strike no target. The gold
Wayne
dust,
Gretzky,
when in the mine, is worth no more than earth.
you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
And aloes wood in its own land is merely used for fires. One taken from the mine, gold is a precious object of demand.
Yeah, bro.
While elsewhere in the world,
Where the streets have no name, man.
it is outranked by aloes wood.
Love Alice Wood. You an Alice Wood fan?
That was the sickest poem yet. That was
That one was
bars.
good.
Every line was like a different.
Whoa.
That was
It's
really
a lot of
good.
the same point, though, yeah.
Well, yeah, but they expressed it differently
Yeah.
every time, you
You're
know.
like, damn. But yeah, Alice Wood smells good. I think they make oud out of Alice Wood.
They
I
say
think oud is Alice Wood.
bullets not shot from a gun can strike no target.
Right.
You know, that's good for like my Manosphere account. If
Yeah.
you're gonna start posting Manosphere,
You have
false
like a
Manosphere
picture, like a
stuff.
bust of Aristotle.
Yeah. The stay-at-home is humble, arriving at no goal.
Yeah, you should go get some AI. We generate some AI backgrounds.
Yeah, I mean, I like to get out a lot. I think that water left to stand goes bad.
Yeah.
So,
Lions that never leave their lair rarely find prey.
yeah. If the full moon weren't to wane, I would not follow it. I'll just say that.
True.
Where Nur al-Din had finished these lines, he told one
Bro,
of the
you're
servants-
waning. I'm waxing, bro.
He told
You're
one-
waning. I'm waxing.
That's true. He's building up. He
You
told me
think,
one
bro?
of
I'm
the
waxing.
servants to prepare the official mule with its quilted saddle. The beast, colored like a starling, had a high dome-like back, its saddle way of gold, and its stirrups of Indian steel. Its trappings were like those
Dang,
of
congrats
the
to
Chasros.
India. Congrats to India on the shout out.
We got Giza, we got pyramids, we got Indian steel. Were like those of the Chasros, and it looked like a bride unveiled. Nur al-Din ordered that a silk carpet and a
Yeah, who
prayer
are those
rug-
Chastros? They
should
keep
be
mentioning those. They had
Chastros.
that in when I was reading it. And I was like, I don't know what that is.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Its
yeah.
trappings were like those of the Chasros. I would
Yeah.
think it's a type. It's
Armenians.
a people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nur al-Din ordered that a silk carpet and a prayer rug should be put on it, with the saddlebags being placed under the rug. He then told his servants and slaves that he was going on a pleasure trip outside the city. I shall go towards Kalyub, he said, and spend 3 nights away. None of you are to follow me, for I am feeling depressed.
Fuck.
He then quickly mounted his mule, taking with him only a few provisions, and then he left Cairo, making for open country. By noon he had reached Bilbes, where he dismounted, rested, and allowed the mule to rest too.
He went over the Sinai?
He took and ate some of the provisions, and in
Where did he go?
Bilbes.
Which way was Bilbez?
Bilbes. I don't know where Bilbes is.
Where was it? Which way did he go?
He just went to Bilbes.
Okay.
he left Cairo, making for open country.
Open country.
Wherever.
There's open country either way.
Yeah, it's good.
Hard to
Anywhere could be
say.
open.
Could be across the Sinai. Could be Sinai.
And then Bilbos, he brought
Sinai's
more
open
food
country.
for himself and fodder for his mule. He then set out into the country, and when night fell, he had come to a place called Al-Sadiya. Here, he spent the night getting some food, placing the saddlebags beneath his head, and spreading out the carpet. He slept there in the desert, still consumed with anger, and after his night's sleep, he rode off in the morning, urging his mule until he came to Aleppo.
Oh, Syria.
Yes.
Syria.
What is Aleppo?
Also, it could be like a couple of Aleppos.
I think it's the same one.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah.
There he stayed for 3 days.
So he did go across the Sinai.
Yeah, well, he's in Syria now.
Yeah.
So he went.
From Egypt to Syria, you gotta go.
He
through
went
Palestine.
west, southwest,
Palestine.
or just westish, maybe even northwest from where he started. He stayed from there. He stayed for 3 days in one of the khans, looking around the place at his leisure until both he and his mule were rested. Then he decided to move on, and mounting his mule, he rode out to the city without knowing where he was heading. His journey continued until, knowing where he was, he reached Basra.
Nice.
He stopped at the Khan.
Classic.
He reached Galveston. He stopped at the Khan, unloaded the saddlebags from the mule, and spread out the prayer mat. He then handed over the mule with all its gear to the gatekeeper of the Khan, asking him to exercise it, which he did. It happened that the vizier of Basra was sitting on the window of his palace. He looked at the mule with its costly trappings and thought that it might be a ceremonial beast, the mount of viziers or kings. Perplexed by this, he told one of his servants to bring him the gatekeeper of the city.
Bring me the cake.
The servant did as he was told, and the gatekeeper came to him and kissed the ground. The vizier, who was a very old man, asked him who the mule's owner might be, what he was like. "Master," said the gatekeeper, "the owner of this mule is a very young man of the merchant class, impressive and dignified, with elegant manners, the son of a merchant." Level 6. On hearing
I thought
this-
it's one of the viziers. Isn't it one of the viziers? Isn't it the other vizier?
the guy on the mount.
Yeah. Because he has the vizier mount. That's what he said when he rolled up. It's the two... There's
It's
two
Nur
viziers.
al-Din, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Nur
It's
al-Din.
the two viziers that are fighting over the joint viziership.
Yeah, it's one of him, but I guess he just doesn't know that, you know?
Right. Yeah. So
On
he's
hearing this-
misjudged him,
Yeah.
is what I'm saying.
I think that's what's being said. On hearing this, the vizier got up after riding to the Khan. He approached Nur al-Din, who, seeing him come, rose to meet him. He greeted the vizier, who in turn welcomed him, dismounted from his horse, and embraced him, making him sit beside him. "My son," he said, "where have you come from and what do you want?"
Nice.
"Master," he replied.
Oh, in the Chinese book I'm reading, they keep, whenever they meet guys, they say what county they're from, which I think is funny. Just they'll be like, I'm from Fort Bend County. I'm a Fort Bend County man.
The county is important.
You're a Harrison County man. Harris County man.
Harris County, Travis County for love.
Travis
I have
County.
Travis County, Harris
No,
County.
you're a Harris County man
Oh, yeah, for sure.
growing up.
Yeah, grown up, for sure.
That's what you would.
are
That's
you
how you
also a
would.
Harris
It's like after you would kill someone. I was born in Harris County, but grew up in
What's
Fort Bend County.
Fort Bend County, yeah. That's the one.
But they'll be like Hubei County
Hubei.
or whatever. But it's after you've just like killed the scariest monster ever, and they're like, "Who are you?" And
Oh,
you're
and
like,
he says the county.
I'm from Hubei. Yeah, you
Oh,
just say
Harris
what county
County.
you're from,
Yeah.
and you're like, "Oh, cool, man."
In Pokemon, it's kind of like they're from counties. They're just
Yeah.
from districts, right? Or
Johto, yeah.
districts instead
Some
of counties.
prefectures.
Exactly.
Love a prefecture.
It's Hunger Games.
These Arabs need to really organize like the Chinese
District
and get some
9.
cooler districts. We just have the cons. We got some cons going on.
I've come from Cairo. I was the son of a vizier there, but my father moved from this world to the mercy of Almighty Allah. It means he did.
Yeah.
He then told his story from beginning to end and added, "I've made up my mind that I shall never return until I have passed through every city and every land." "My son," said the vizier, when he heard this, "do not obey the promptings of pride, or you will destroy yourself. The lands are desolate, and I'm afraid less time bring misfortunes on you." He then had Nur al-Din's saddlebags placed on the mule, and taking the carpet and the prayer mat, he brought him to his house, where he lodged him in elegant quarters,
Let me lodge you.
and showing him
Let me
honor,
lodge you.
kindness, and much affection. "My boy," he said to him, "I am an old man, and I have no son, but Allah has provided me with a daughter."
Would
who
you
is-
Would you go from being the vizier of Cairo to the vizier of Basra?
Yeah, if I'm getting married to the vizier's hot daughter,
Yeah.
provided me with a daughter who is your match in beauty, Cool.
And he was really hot at the beginning, they were saying.
And whose hand I refuse to many suitors. Hot commodity. I've conceived love for you in my heart, and so I ask whether you will be willing to take her to serve you while you become her husband.
I've conceived love for you in my heart.
If you accept, I shall bring you to the Sultan of Basra and tell him that you are the son of my brother, and I shall get him to appoint you as his vizier in my place.
I love people being like, you're going to get married. I'll tell everybody you're my brother's kid. You'll be married to my daughter.
Yep. Just so people know it's normal.
Just to really lock down the relationship so people don't.
When Nur al-Din heard what he had to say, he bowed his head and said, "To hear is to obey."
Boom.
The vizier was delighted, and he told his
That's what I
servants
like to hear.
to set out food and to decorate the main reception hall where the weddings of the emirs were held. He collected his friends and invited the great officials of state together with the merchants of Basra. When they came, he told them, I had a brother, the vizier of Egypt. God, or Allah, provided him with 2 sons, while, as you know, he gave me a daughter. My brother had enjoined me to marry her to one of his sons. I agreed to this. And when the appropriate time for marriage came, he sent me one of his sons, this young man who is here with us. Now that he has arrived, I want to draw up the marriage contract between him and my daughter, and that the marriage may be consummated here, for he has a greater right to her hand than a stranger. After that, if he wants, he can stay here, or if he prefers to leave, I shall send him and his wife off to his father.
Dang. Pretty good setup.
Everyone approved of the plan, and looking at Nur al-Din, they admired what they saw. The vizier then brought in the qadis and the notaries, who drew up the contract. Incense was scattered, sugared drinks served,
Let's go.
rose water sprinkled,
Okay.
Diet Coke,
You guys have any sugared drinks?
sugared drinks, Diet Coke, Sprite,
I'm trying to access the
Vimto, you guys
sugared drinks.
definitely Vimto, if you're familiar with do you know Vimto? It's like Arab Big Red.
Yeah.
When he left the baths, wearing the robes, or he gave him the blah, 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 afterwards the guest left. The vizier then told his servants to take Nur al-Din to the baths. He gave him a special robe of his own and sent him towels, bowls, and censers, together with everything else that he might need. When he left the baths, wearing the robes, he was like the moon when it is full on the 14th night. He mounted his mule, and he rode on until he reached the vizier's palace, where he dismounted. Entering the vizier's presence, he kissed his hand and was welcomed. Night 21.
Dang.
That was the end of night 20.
So what happened?
He got.
They're
he's
getting
about to
married.
get married.
They're
He's gonna
getting
get
married.
married. Yeah, he's gonna get married. He just took a bath.
Yeah, he took a bath.
Basically, they were like, "Take a bath. You get married." All my friends know about it. I brought all my friends over, and they know that you're getting married to my daughter. I kind of just made a public thing of your situation.
Dang.
Just chill.
I guess I'll hit a little bit. Close it out, I guess. Morning now dawned, and Shahrazad broke off from what she had been allowed to say. Then, when it was the 21st night, she continued, I have heard, O auspicious king, that the vizier got up to greet him, saying, Go in to your wife tonight and tomorrow. I will take you to the Sultan. I hope that God will grant you every blessing. Nur al-Din then did as the vizier had said. So much for him, but as for Shams al-Din, his brother, when he came back from his journey with the Sultan of Cairo and failed to find Nur al-Din, he asked the servants about him. They replied, The day that you left with the Sultan, he mounted his mule with its ceremonial trappings and told us that he was going in the direction of Galib, and would be away for a day or two. No one was to follow him, for he was depressed.
Oh, so this is now.
And from that day to this, we have heard no news from him. Shams al-Din was disturbed by the departure of his brother and was bitterly sorry to have lost him. This is because of my angry words to him that night.
Yeah, you said so much shit to him, dude.
Yeah,
That
he
was
said
fucked
to
up.
himself. He said to himself, he must have taken them to heart and gone off on his travels. I must send after him. He went to the Sultan and told him that what had happened. And he then wrote notes and posted the instructions to his agents throughout the lands.
So I think this guy's about to have a really bad time, and he's going to end up in the presence of this almighty vizier and his
Exactly.
brother.
As it happened, however, in 20 days that Shams al-Din had been away with the Sultan, Nur al-Din had traveled to distant regions, and although Shams al-Din's agents searched, they had to come back with no news of him. Shams al-Din then despaired of his brother and said, I went too far in what I said to him about our children's marriage. I wish that I hadn't done this. It was due to my stupidity and mismanagement. Shortly after this, he proposed to the daughter of a Cairene merchant, and after the contract had been drawn up, the marriage was consummated. Let's go. As it happened, this coincided with the wedding of Nur al-Din to the daughter of the vizier of Basra,
Yep.
as God Almighty had willed it, in order that what he had decreed might be fulfilled among his creatures. What the brothers had said in their conversation came about, in that both their wives became pregnant. The wife of Shams al-Din, the Egyptian vizier, gave birth to the most beautiful girl who had ever been seen in Cairo, while the wife of Nur al-Din gave birth to a son as handsome as any of the people of his age. He was, as the poet described, a slender youth whose hair and whose forehead leave mankind to enjoy both dark and light. Find no fault with the mole upon his cheek. Every corn poppy has its own black spot.
True.
Another poet has produced these lines. If beauty comes to be measured against him, it must hang down its head in shame. Asked, have you ever seen a sight like this? It answers, no, I have never. Nur al-Din named his son Badr al-Din Hassan, and his grandfather was overjoyed at his birth. Badr, B-A-D-R.
Yeah.
Badr.
Brother.
Badr.
Brother.
Brother.
Hey, brother.
Hey, brother.
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 Okay, brother.
And gave banquets and feasts worthy of the sons of kings. He then took Nur al-Din and brought him to the Sultan. Then he appeared before the Sultan. Nur al-Din kissed the ground. And being as eloquent as he was courageous, handsome, and generous, he recited, my lord, may your prosperity endure, and may you live while dark and dawn remain. When men talk of your high-mindedness, time itself dances as it claps its hands. The Sultan rose to greet his two viziers,
Hello, viziers.
thanked Nur al-Din for what he had said, and asked the vizier who he was. The vizier told him Nur al-Din's story from beginning to end, adding that he was his own nephew. What?
This felt like a lot of framework.
How can he be your brother's son? Asked the Sultan, when we have never heard of him. Oh yeah, I remember him saying he was going to do this.
Yeah.
My lord, the Sultan, replied the vizier, I had a brother who was a vizier of Egypt. On his death, he left two sons, the elder of whom was taken his father's place as vizier, while the younger has come to me. I swore I would marry my daughter to no one else, and when he arrived, this is what I did. He is young, and I am very old. I am hard of hearing, and my control of affairs is weak, and so I, husband of my daughters, and so I would ask my master to appoint him in my place. He is my nephew, the husband of my daughter, someone well fitted to be vizier, as he is a man of judgment and a good manager. He's a great manager, man. The Sultan found what he saw of Nur al-Din to be to his taste, and so he granted the vizier's request and promoted Nur al-Din to the vizierate. On his orders, the new vizier was given a robe of honor and one of the special mules, as well as pay and allowances. He kissed the Sultan's hand, and he and his father-in-law went back joyfully to their house, saying, this is due to the good luck brought by the baby Hassan. The next day, Nur al-Din went to the Sultan, kissed the ground, and recited, happiness is renewed on every day, together with good fortune confounding envious schemes. May the whiteness of your days not cease, while the days of your enemies are black. The Sultan ordered him to take the vizier's seat, which he did, and he then took in hand the duties of his office, investigating affairs of the people and their lawsuits, as was the habit of viziers. Watching him, the Sultan was astonished at what he was doing, his intelligence and powers of administration, all of which won him the Sultan's affection and his intimate regard. When the court was dismissed, Nur al-Din went home and delighted his father-in-law by telling him what had happened. The young man continued to act as vizier until, both by night and by day, he became inseparable from the Sultan. His pay and allowances were increased, and he became rich. He owned shops that traded on his account, slaves, mamluks, and many flourishing estates with water wheels and gardens, When Hassan was 4 years old, the vizier, Nur al-Din's father-in-law, died, and Nur al-Din gave him the most lavish of funerals. He then concerned himself with the upbringing of his son, and when the boy grew strong and had reached the age of 7, his father brought in a tutor to teach him at home, telling the man to give him the best instruction. The tutor taught Hassan to read and made him commit to heart many useful branches of learning, as well as getting him to memorize the Quran over a period of years.
New protagonist earlier.
Hassan became even more beautiful and well-formed. As the poet puts it, a moon reaches its full in the heavens of his beauty, while the sun shines from his blooming cheeks. All beauty is his, and it is as though all that is fair in men derives from him.
His name is Gohan.
Yeah, Hassan, Goku. When he was brought up in his father's palace, which throughout his early years he never left, until one day his father took him, clothed him in one of his most splendid robes, mounted him up on one of his best mules, and brought him to the Sultan. The Sultan looked at the boy with admiration and felt affection for him. As for the townspeople, when he passed for the first time on his way to the Sultan with his father, they were astonished at his beauty, and they sat in the street waiting for him to come back, so that they could have the pleasure of looking at his comely and well-shaped form. This was, as the poet puts it, one night as the astronomer watched, he saw the form of a graceful youth wandering in his twin robes. He observed how Gemini had spread for him, the graceful beauty that his flanks displayed. Saturn had granted him black hair, coloring his temples with the shade of musk. This was what the other guy said. They said this about the other guy.
They said this already.
Yeah. Coloring his temples with the shade of musk. From Mars derived the redness of his cheeks.
Yeah.
With Sagittarius shot arrows from his eyelids. Mercury supplied keenness of mind. And, say it with me, the bear forbade slanderers to look at him. The astronomer was bewildered at what he saw.
Yes.
And he ran forward to kiss the earth before him.
I guess some of these guys are reading the same poets.
So yeah, he's got the same... Oh, and it says, hey, they said this in Night 17, remember?
Oh, cool.
Thank you, footnote.
Yeah.
I remember that. When the Sultan saw Hassan, he conferred his favor and affection
Is that
on
the
him.
First repeat?
I guess so, yeah, that we've noticed. And told his father that he must always and without fail bring the boy with him to court. To hear is to obey, replied Nur al-Din, after which he took him back home. Every day from then on, he went with him to the Sultan until the boy reached the age of 15. It was then that Nur al-Din fell ill. Sending for his son, he said, "Know, my son, that this world is transitory, while the next world is eternal. I wish to give you various injunctions, so try to understand what I have to say and take heed of it." He then started to tell Hassan how to deal with people and how to manage his affairs.
Yep.
Then he remembered his brother and his native land, and he wept for the loss of loved ones. Wiping away his tears, he recited, "If I complain of distance, what am I to say? And if I feel longing, what way of escape is there? I might send messengers to speak for me, but none of them can convey a lover's complaint. I might show endurance, but after the beloved's loss, the life span of the lover is not long. Nothing is left except yearning and grief. Together with tears that stream down my cheeks, those whom I love are absent from my sight. But they are found still, settled in my heart. Do you not see? Though I have long been spurned, my covenant is subject to no change. Has her distance led you to forget your love? Have tears and fasting given you a cure? We are of the same clan, both you and I, but you still try me with long-lasting censure." When Nur al-Din in tears had finished reciting this, he turned to his son and said, "Before I give you my injunctions, you must know that you have an uncle who is a vizier in Egypt. I parted from him and left him without his leave.
Shams.
Take a scroll of paper and write down what I shall dictate." Hassan took the paper and started to write, while his father dictated an account of what had happened to him from the start to the finish.
To Shams al-Din.
He noted the date of the consummation of his marriage and told the vizier's daughter, explaining how he had arrived at Basra and met his father-in-law, adding, Many years have passed since the day of our quarrel. This is what I have written to him, and may God now be with him in my stead.
This kind of thing happens in Mad Men, where
Yeah.
it's like Don's past life.
Yeah. This is like John Adams when he's dying, and like Thomas Jefferson's dying at the same time, and they're like writing letters to each other.
Yeah.
He folded the letter, sealed it, and said, Hassan, my son, keep this testament, for in it an account of your origin and your genealogy. If anything happens to you, go to Egypt, ask for your uncle, and tell him that I have died in a foreign land longing for him. Hassan took the paper, folded it, and sewed it up in a fold of material, before placing it in the wrapper of his turban. I didn't picture him wearing a turban. All the while shedding tears at the thought of being parted from his father, while he himself was still young. Nur al-Din said, I give you 5 injunctions. The first is do not be on intimate terms with anyone.
Oh!
For in this way you will be safe from the evil that they may do you.
I can still have sex.
Safety lies in seclusion, so do not be too familiar with anyone. I have heard what the poet says. There is no one in this age of yours for whose friendship you can hope.
Just don't
When
trust
time is harsh to you, no friend will stay faithful. Live alone and choose no one in whom to trust. This, then, is my advice. It is enough. The second injunction, my son, is to injure no man, lest time injure you.
Okay, I like that one more.
For one day it will favor you, and the next day it will harm you.
Facts.
And the world is alone to be repaid. I have heard what the poet says. Act slowly, do not rush to what you want. Be merciful and be known for your mercy. No power surpasses that of God, and every wrongdoer will be oppressed.
Okay, non-violence.
Do you want to do the third injunction?
Sure, I'd love to.
You're dying.
Okay.
It's like over here.
Yeah, I see it. The third injunction is to keep silent and to concern yourself with your own faults and not those of others. The saying goes, whoever stays silent escapes. And I've heard the poet say, silence is an adornment which affords you safety, but if you speak, refrain from babble.
Yeah.
If you regret your silence once, you will regret having spoken many times.
Shit.
That one's good. That
That's
one's
good
really
for
strong.
work. Say that somewhere at work.
Yeah. It's one of my tenants that I put up on the wall. The fourth injunction, my son, is this. Be on your guard against drinking wine. For wine is the root of all discord, and it carries away men's wits. So I repeat, guard against it.
Bro, you love your wits.
That's crazy. The fourth rule of mine, do not vape.
Fuck.
I have heard the poet say, I gave up drinking wine and have become a source of guidance for its censurers. Drink makes the drunken stray from the right path and opens the door to evil.
True.
The fifth injunction is this. Guard your wealth and it will guard you. Protect it and it will protect you.
Fuck your wealth.
Do
and
not
it will fuck you.
overspend or you will find yourself in need of help from the most insignificant people.
No.
Look after your money, for it will be a salve for your wounds. I've heard the poet say, if I lack money, then I have no friends.
Right?
But all men are my friends when I have wealth.
Right.
How many friends have helped me spend, but when the money went, they all deserted me?
Yeah, I've thought about that.
Yeah, there's just a lot of songs written about that.
A lot of people could keep that in mind right now.
Nur al-Din went on delivering his injunctions to Hassan until his soul left his body, after which Hassan stayed at home mourning for him, with the Sultan and all the emirs joining in his grief. His mourning extended for 2 months after the funeral, during which time he did not ride out, attend court, or present himself before the Sultan. This earned him the Sultan's anger, as a result of which one of the chamberlains was appointed vizier in his place, with orders to set his seal on Nur al-Din's properties, wealth, buildings, and possessions. The new vizier set out to do this and to arrest Hassan and take him to the Sultan to deal with the young man as he saw fit. Among his soldiers was one of the dead vizier's Mamluks, and when he heard what was about to happen, he quickly rode to Hassan and found him sitting by the door of his house, broken-hearted, with his head bowed in sorrow.
Who died? The Sultan?
Yeah, his dad thing. His dad.
Oh no, the old vizier.
The Nuzur, whatever his name, Nur al-Din.
Oh, he died. Oh, right.
He was doing his injunctions and then he actually died.
The real vizier.
Yeah.
The new vizier.
Exactly. The Mamluk dismounted, kissed his hands, and said, "My master and son of my master, quick, run away before you are doomed." "What is the matter?" asked Hassan, trembling. "The Sultan is angry with you and has ordered your arrest," replied the Mamluk. "Misfortune is hot on my heels, so flee for your life."
Flee to Egypt.
Is there a time
Sound
for
familiar?
me? Right.
Sound familiar? Joseph?
Is there a
Anybody?
time for me to
Joseph?
go outside and fetch some money?
Jesus?
No, I don't know who that is. To fetch some money to help me in exile.
Yusuf.
Hassan asked. Oh, I know Yusuf. Hassan asked, "Get up now,
Remember his
master,"
brothers?
urged the Mamluk.
His brothers come back.
"And leave at once." Hassan got up, reciting these
They
lines.
thought they killed him, and then they put him in the pit.
So he's gonna run to Egypt, and he's gonna find. I mean, he has a message to deliver too.
Yeah, he sewed it up.
To Shams al-Din.
Yeah.
So we gotta get that message to Shams. Escape from here.
But also, it's like we know Shams also canonically has a hot daughter,
True.
so that might come into play.
That will
Jasmine.
come into play. And they were supposed to consummate on the same day as.
No, they're the same age. They are the same age.
Yeah. They're supposed to consummate.
They haven't consummated yet. Yeah. We'll see.
Then, heeding the Mamluk's warning, he covered his head with the skirt. Oh wait. So Hassan got up reciting these lines, which are from Night 11. Which you may have also remember from Night 11.
Right, 9/11.
From 9/11. If you meet injustice, save your life and let the house lament its builders. We can replace the country that you lose, but there is no replacement for your life. Send out no messenger on any grave affair. For only you yourself will give you advice. The lion's neck is only thick because it looks after all its own affairs.
Bro, yeah. I'm saying people are asking me for stuff.
The
lion's neck is only thick because it looks after its own affairs, bro.
Then, heeding the Mamluk's warning,
And
he
he's like,
offered
okay,
his head.
fine. I just need to ride.
Heeding the Mamluk's warning, he covered his head with the skirt of his robe, walked off until he got outside the city. He heard the people saying that the Sultan had sent the new vizier to the old vizier's house to set his seal on his wealth and his properties and to arrest his son Hassan in order to bring him for execution, and they were sorry for this because of the young man's beauty. On hearing what they were saying, Hassan left the city immediately without knowing where he was going until fate led him to his father's grave. He entered the cemetery and made his way among the tombs until he reached that of his father. There he sat down, underwinding the skirt of his robe from his head. On the cloth were embroidered in gold the lines, whose face gleams like stars in dew, may your fame last forever, and your exalted glory stay eternal.
Your forehead be bright.
As he was sitting there, a Jew, who appeared to be money changer, who appeared to be a money changer,
of course.
came up to him carrying a saddlebag containing great quantities of gold.
British accent.
After approaching him,
accent.
this Jew said, "Master, why is that I see you are drained of color?" Hassan replied, "I was sleeping just now, when in a dream I saw my father reapproaching me for not having visited him. I got up in alarm and I was afraid that I did not pay him a visit before the end of the day, so it might go hard for me." "Master," said the Jew, "your father sent out trading ships, some of which have just arrived, and I want to buy the cargo of the first of them from you for this 1,000 dinars of gold." He then brought out a purse filled with gold, from which he counted 1,000 dinars and gave them to Hassan.
Please stop
In
counting.
return for which he
He's
asked
counting out 1,000.
for a signed
1,
bill of scale.
2, 3,
Hassan took a piece of paper
4,
on which he wrote,
5.
"The writer of this note, Hassan, son of Nur al-Din, has sold to Isaac the Jew for 1,000 dinars the cargo of the first of his father's ships
I
to
didn't
come to
expect
port.
Isaac the Jew to show up.
The sale price,
But that is a
having
Jew.
been paid
I do
in
know Jews
advance."
named Isaac. So.
Yeah, it's spelled Ishaq, which is the Isaac I know from
Ishaq.
Houston. Ishaq. But in the Isaac I know is Syrian, I believe. His name is Ishaq. Syrian. Hey Syrian. Hey Syrian. Hey Syrian.
Tell us a joke about someone from Aleppo.
To who?
To us, here. To
Good
me.
evening.
Thank you. Okay, that's enough. Bye. Thank you.
Good night, Siri.
I don't know how it works. I'm so scared.
My phone's
I'm so
my
scared.
phone's face down, so I
I'm
can't,
so
I
scared.
can't control that.
I'm so scared, guys.
Anyways, after Isaac had taken the note, Hassan began to weep as he remembered the glory that had been his, and he recited, "The dwelling is no dwelling since you left, and since you left we have no neighbors there. My old familiar friends are now no friends, nor are the moons still moons. You left, and this has made the world a wilderness. The wide lands are now all dark. Would that the crow that croaked of your going were stripped of feathers and could not nest. I have scant store of patience. Now that you have
Right.
gone, my body is gaunt, and many a veil is torn. Do you think that those past nights will ever come
Bro,
again?
I
as
wish
we
my
once
body
knew
was
them,
gaunt.
and the same house shelter us?" Damn.
He's sad that the dad's dead.
Dead. He wept bitterly, and as the night drew in, he rested his head on his father's tomb and fell asleep. As he slept, the moon rose. His head slipped from the tombstone, and he slept on his back, with his face gleaming in the moonlight. It so happened that the cemetery was frequented by jinn who believed in Allah. A jinniya came up and looked at the sleeping Hassan, and struck by wonder at his beauty, she exclaimed, "Glory be to Allah, it is as though this youth is one of the children of paradise." She then flew off, making her customary circuit in the air. Seeing an Ifrat flying by, she greeted
See,
him
I think the Afrits don't worship.
and asked him
Allah.
where he had come from. "From Cairo," he said, and she asked, "Would you like to go with me to see the beauty of this youth sleeping in the cemetery?" The Ifrat agreed, and they flew down to the tomb. "Have you ever in your life seen anything to match this?" the genie asked. "Glory be to the matchless Allah." The Ifrit exclaimed.
Let's get a couple
"Glory
more.
be to the matchless Allah," the Ifrit exclaimed. "But sister," he added, "would you like to tell me what I have seen?" "What was that?" she asked. "I have seen someone who is like this youth in the land of Egypt. This is the daughter of Shams al-Din."
Girl.
A girl, about 20 years old, beautiful, graceful, splendid, perfectly formed and proportioned.
Cool. They're probably cousins.
When she passed this
They're
age, the
probably
Sultan
cousins.
of Egypt learned of her
Should
and
they
sent
kiss? We should
for
make them
Shams
kiss.
al-Din, her father.
They're cousins that don't even know each other. Should we make them kiss?
"Vizier, I heard that you have a daughter, and I would like to ask for her hand in marriage." "My master," said Shams al-Din, "accept my excuse and have pity on the tears that I must shed. You know that my brother Nur al-Din left us and went away we don't know where. He was my partner in the vizierate, and the reason that he left in anger was that he had sat talking about marriage and children, and this caused the quarrel. From this day that her mother gave birth to her, some 18 years ago, I have sworn that I shall marry my daughter to none but my brother's son. A short time ago, I heard that my brother married the daughter of the vizier of Basra, who bore him a son. And out of respect for my brother, I shall marry my daughter to no other man. When I have noted the date of my own marriage, my wife's pregnancy, and the birth of this girl. She is destined bride of her cousin, while for the Sultan there are girls aplenty."
Yeah, hey, Sultan.
When he heard this, the Sultan was fiercely angry and said, "When someone like me asks for a girl's hand from a man like you, do you refuse to give her to me and put forward an empty excuse? I swear that I shall marry her off to the meanest of my servants to spite you."
Whoa.
The Sultan had a hunchbacked groom with a hump on his chest
Let's
and
go.
another on his back.
Big come up.
He ordered this man to be brought to him, and he has drawn up a contract of forced marriage between him and Shams al-Din's daughter,
Dang.
ordering him to consummate the marriage
My
tonight.
my boss goes, "I'm gonna make the ugliest worker marry him," and she goes, "You're the ugliest. You have to marry him."
The
And
Sultan,
I'm like, "Fuck!" But I'm like,
Shit.
she's so hot.
the Sultan and we have to consummate the marriage tonight. The Sultan is providing the groom with a wedding procession, and when I left him, he was surrounded by the Sultan's Mamluks who were lighting candles around him and making fun of him at the door of the baths. That's the last we saw of him. Shams al-Din's daughter, who bears the greatest resemblance to this young man, is sitting weeping among her nurses and maids, for her father has been ordered not to go to her. I have never seen anything more disgusting than the hunchback, while the girl is even more lovely than this youth. Wow.
More disgusting.
So basically, the ghost.
never seen
the
anyone
djinn-
more disgusting than
the
me.
girl Jinn was like, "Yo,
This is the hottest
Ifrat,
person I've ever
I
seen."
found the hottest person I've ever seen."
And they're like, "This is the ugliest person."
And then, the boy Ifrat was like, "Oh, I saw like a girl,
girl
who was
version.
as beautiful, but she's getting married to this fucking hunchback, and she's
Right.
sad about it."
Yeah.
And so now they're gonna have to figure something out.
Matchmaker. This
That's-
is like Aladdin. This happened in Aladdin.
This is pretty much happening in Aladdin, yeah. Night 21 complete.
Oh, dang. Should we close it out?
Yeah, that seems good.
Have fun. Na 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 na.